7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode... Oh my god, you turned the fucking light off in 3 seconds today?
It's a start over.
No,
Jesus,
we're not.
Dude.
This is fucking... We're doing it live! We're doing it live. This is episode number 290. I'm your host, Travis. I want to thank you all for joining us here. We are here to wrap up a super exciting San Diego race. We've got a full-packed lineup here. We have our usual segments going on. Show presented by Rev X Oil and the Max Power. So make sure to pour it in to your pit bike. I didn't do any freaking drugs before this, so quit insinuating that, okay? I'm just really excited to be in studio with my friends talking dirt bikes, okay?
Lots of extra oomph today.
I'm pumped. Number
love it.
one,
I'm into it.
Just wait.
Did you have happy time today?
We've got 2 people here.
Did you have happy time today?
No.
Oh, I was about to say, why are you so pumped up? Did you release a lot of just extra?
It was actually my 6th year anniversary yesterday.
High five.
Thank you.
Oh, so there was happy time yesterday.
We sucked at that. Let's do that again. Oh my god, look at my elbow, you fucking retard.
Whoa,
Jesus.
okay, you can't put that in there.
Anyway, all right. So show presented by Rev X Oil and the Max Power. Make sure to check out revxoil.com, or you can pick it up on Amazon, anything like that. Stuff is awesome. Cole,
What's up?
Max Power. Talk about it.
Dude, it honestly, without having to buy a $70 pail of VP, I just put that little thing of Max Power in there. And the bike honestly felt like it freed up a little bit. Felt like I had a little extra balls.
Boosted it. Boosted.
Maybe
So-
running a little cooler like the oxygenated fuel. Can't even talk today. But
That's
little bang for the buck.
Yep. We've got Worx bringing you our 450 race recap. Flo Racing going to bring you our 250 race recap. We have our Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. Holster Co. Reload rant, which I have one. TLR Coatings studio here. We want to thank them for providing the studio for us. And TLR tinfoil hat. Not sure if I have one of those today. I'm sure I can come up with something as we talk here. We'll have our Isaac Nelson Designs Dig and Danger Zone. And that's going to get all the bed bugs coming out. Oh, buddy. I got some stuff to talk about with that.
I mean,
Rev X segment for the fans. We got some. Okay. And our first segment of the night here, actually, he is on the phone with us right now, brought to you by Alias MX and Adept Creative Co. Graphics and Gear. It is Eric Grondal. Hey, bud.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
No problem. I'm going to go ahead and take my 3-minute unadulterated parade lap
all right,
here.
I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah, I'm going to go take a nap.
I'm going to take a fucking nap now.
Eric, first off, how are you holding up after that disastrous intro?
That was the longest fucking intro.
That was not that long.
It wasn't that long. It was just a disaster.
It was not even 3 minutes.
Eric, we've been getting
Well,
dogged.
honestly, it kept cutting in and out on my phone, so I thought I was losing connection or something. It was freaking me out.
Yeah,
You're not that lucky.
You,
Eric,
you didn't miss a lot.
We've
It was
been
a
getting
disaster.
dogged. We've been getting dogged since the start of the show for how long our intro is, and it hasn't gotten any better after
It's less
7 or
than
8
3.
years.
It was less than 3 minutes. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I didn't think that was that bad.
Thank you. Thank
Colt's
you.
intro, I feel like, is like 20 minutes long. So
Well,
That's true.
He dropped the R word. That's kind of what I was like.
I'm taking back words. Just wait. There's more to come.
Oh boy.
We're coming a lot this year.
With
Okay.
a U?
What?
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 All right.
All right,
Anyway,
good talk.
So Eric, last week,
Oh my
and
God.
you and Justin can both suck it. By the way, I said
You got a pillow?
let's not panic here. Jet got 12th.
Let's see how much he
Next
changes
week he could
everything we
win,
said. Everything.
and Sexton could get 8th. Well, you know what? Jet got a really close 2nd place finish.
That's the most liberal thing you've ever
And
said.
Sexton got 6th. And now it's only fucking 10. This is like Die Hard. Now I have a machine gun. Ha 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 ha. So
I mean,
you still 10 down.
didn't I say last week that everybody was overreacting to Jet having a bad night?
no.
No.
Y'all don't get to backpedal on this bullshit. Y'all told me he's fucked. 15. Well, you said 18. It was only like 15. 15 points down.
Close
First
enough.
round, he completely lost the title. Handed over to Chase.
I did not say that.
I don't think any of us
I
said
did
that.
not say
Y'all
that.
fucking just piled
I don't
on
know.
me. One right
I'm
after
not-
another.
Eric, are you trying to figure out why you're friends with this kid right now?
I'm a little confused because there's no way in hell that I said he lost the title.
You and
I
Justin
damn
were
well
very
know
high
it's
on
a
this.
long championship and that he was very much in this.
Well, look, now we're only 10 points down.
Only.
In 1
Yep.
week, we have
And guess what?
figured out
His
some-
bike's fine.
We have figured out
Weird.
some shit with the bike.
That's weird. Weird.
Yeah.
And
Weird.
guess,
Oh
and
yeah.
guess what
How
we're-
convenient.
Guess
Yeah.
what
The
we're
bike
doing
must
now?
have been the bike must have been so far off last weekend.
It
How
was-
convenient when he does well. It's the bike is fine. We're totally okay. But when he does bad,
So in all fairness,
So good thing
in
it's
all
the
fairness,
good thing they put the 24 chassis back on.
yeah, good thing he's riding the 24.
Yeah.
fucking awesome. In all fairness, I did like how impressed they asked him about it, and he made it seem like it was no big deal, and then ran down a list of about 37 things that they changed on the bike, and I went like, that sounds like a lot more than like, yeah, it wasn't really that far off.
Well,
we just had this and that. And
Remember,
that, and this and that.
remember, Jet doesn't know how to do math, so numbers are hard for him.
That's true too. But anyway, okay, so
Valid.
I got this panic button here for you,
Oh,
Eric,
my
in
God.
case you want to hit it for your guy, because apparently we're going to tuck that front, son.
Oh my God!
Dude, we are 2 rounds in. You can hold that panic button over
Yeah,
there.
get that
All right,
out
let
of
me
here.
put that back over here.
And my second thing, he didn't tuck the front end, you moron.
Oh, dude, he fucking dabbed his foot.
Tuck the front. Front just pushed.
It's really weird when Jet has an off night and crashes. It's the bike, but when Chase does it, gets a bad start and crashes, he
Yeah,
chokes.
I've been-
I was planning on telling Travis, oh, Chase's bike is so far
Yeah, dude, that
off.
KTM fucking sucked. The only put the
Dude,
front
his
heater
bike,
in. It was
his
terrible.
bike sucks. It
Chase
was so
didn't
far
say
off
that.
last night. That's why he crashed. It
Yeah.
was the bike. It wasn't him.
It was probably
Can't
why.
go through the whoops. Shit.
I mean, that's why he left Honda. So
If it's Jet Lawrence, it's the bike. If it's Chase, it's Chase.
Yeah, it's
That's how Jet Lawrence fan logic works.
Yeah, that's Travis is gargling for you.
yeah.
Does your arm get tired holding his balls all the time?
nope, I could stroke that thing all day, buddy.
Oh, Jesus.
Just freaking.
Easy, buddy.
No,
Easy.
we don't get arm pump over
Wow,
here.
he's overage now, so
He
that's
is-
fine.
Yeah. I was
We're-
just gonna
Hey.
say that was borderline
Hey.
pedophilia.
Yeah.
No.
that was about
We're-
2 years
no,
ago.
No. We're not Deegan. We don't get arm pump over here.
I did see that. That's interesting.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway,
He's
okay, so
riding that- he's
Eric.
riding that Tomac spec.
Yeah.
All right. Eric's on the phone. Let's just.
I know,
I had
go
to
ahead. We got
take a
10
parade.
minutes.
I had to take a parade lap there. Now I'm done. Okay,
Yeah.
Eric, what do you think of that Eli Tomac ride last night?
Dude, that's what we've all been waiting for, right? Like, that was unbelievable. I mean, he was behind Jet, passed him on the first lap, and just said, see you later.
Thanks for coming, partner. Appreciate you holding down
Yeah.
the fort for a while.
Well, and he did it.
He
in
said,
like
you can you can drop in behind me.
and then he passed him like I don't even know how to explain it. Like a dick measuring pass,
Oh,
if you want to
dude.
call it that, just
Sure.
by going around the outside of him, just shredding that berm.
Oh man, that was sick.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
That was like hold my dick. Basically.
Perfect scenario would have been Eli doing that and then just kind of looking over at Jet when he doubled out of the corner and just like, yeah.
Throwing him the deuces real quick.
Yeah,
but
see ya.
No, Eli ain't let go of that clutch.
I did get some, temporary, I think it was around the 8-minute to go mark when Jet started closing in on him a little bit. And I'm like, oh no, this is not going to be a repeat of Vegas SMX, is it? Tomac leads the whole race and Jet gets him at the end. I'm like, I'm going to be fuming.
He's just
But
waiting
no,
for that for the
Tomac-
text from me.
Yeah, Tomac, he's back, and I think he proved that last night, and yeah, I'm stoked to have him in the title hunt with those three, and hopefully Webb can continue getting up there and in there, and Kenny can stay in it, and we'll have a dogfight.
How wild would it be, even though, once again, it's only the second round, but fucking Tomac takes this shit and just leads it wire to wire. Like, he's like, oh,
I
yeah,
mean-
I got the points lead. I'm not giving it back now. I haven't had one of these in a while.
That would be pretty insane, especially in this field.
Yeah, and I think
What's his points lead? Because I didn't ever see
one.
it pop up on the screen.
One
He-
over
he's
Chase.
up- he's
One
up
over
by
Kenny?
one.
Is it Kenny? Yeah, Kenny.
One over Chase.
one over Chase.
Chase, yeah.
One over
Okay.
Chase.
Was it
Two,
Chase or Kenny who's second?
I think he's one over Chase and
Chase.
2 over Kenny.
Okay, and then he's 10 on Jet.
And then your boy's 10
Yeah.
down still.
Yeah, we're only 10.
Only.
with 15 rounds to go.
Yeah.
Who made up more points this week?
Well,
Jet or Eli?
Well, we made up
Eli.
We made up 5.
Eli made up more points.
We made up 5. So at the rate we're going, by fucking Tampa, we will have the red plate again.
How do you figure he got second last night and he got straight up just dog walked?
We will have the red plate by Tampa.
You sure about that?
Do you want to make a
Because
bet?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
I mean, hey, Chase's lap time was only a tenth slower and coming through the pack the whole entire
And
day.
Eli's
But he
lap
was
time
coming through
yeah.
the pack, which means he's got to stay off the ground and not do Chase Sexton things.
Oh, last week, Jet Lawrence has to come through the pack and not do Jet Lawrence.
And guess
things.
what? Jet Lawrence did Jet Lawrence things. Jet did a Jet.
I looked this up too. By the way, everybody
Fuck.
panicked. We went 1-9, I think, like 4 last year. That was what we went, and everybody panicked over 12th in the first round.
Because it was
We're
dry.
fine.
Wait, did
I
you?
didn't panic. I didn't panic.
Yeah, it's hard to panic when you just. For me, I don't care what Jet does,
know
so I
what?
don't panic when Jet does things.
Roll the guy in the corner over there.
Oh
roll
my
the tape
God,
back.
dude.
Let's hear what Eric had to say last week. I'm just kidding. We don't have a guy in the corner.
Yeah, no shit. We don't make money.
for it.
There's literally nobody over there. So
I was waiting for it.
He's pointing at his crotch rocket with upside
No,
grip.
I know that. I mean, I knew that it was going to be a pretty tall task, for him to make that much points back up quickly. But I knew that he would make up some ground and get back into the fight, and it just happened a lot sooner than we thought because he's pretty darn close now. So he's what? He's 11 off of Tomac?
10.
10. Yep.
Oh, he's 10. I thought you were saying he was 10 behind Chase.
No, he's 10. He's
Okay.
10 out of the lead.
Yeah. So that's...
So like I said, by Tampa we'll have the red plate. No problem.
Not after that happened to me last night.
So here's my thing too, and anybody that's not blind to Jet would know that Eli usually doesn't spool up until 4 or 5 rounds in. So he's going to
Yep.
continue just to get better.
He
brother.
did this in 2022. Did he do it in 22 and 23, or was it just
No.
23? There were one of those years he started early again, though.
Well, he won the
Because he
title
won
in
a-
2022.
Well, the year he
what
blew
year
the
did he won-
Achilles out, he came out at A1 and had
won.
a phenomenal
Yeah.
ride. But
So-
then he kind of...
So 23. So this isn't necessarily unseen before because he has
But it's
spooled
rare.
up early. But
But
it
it's
is
rare.
rare. Yeah, it wasn't something we'd seen earlier in his career.
And you know who else is just going to get going a little
Coop.
more? Coop. And I did see something.
He's going to be good when it goes east, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
When it
is-
gets ruddy and tough and technical, he's always
Yeah.
so good at that stuff.
He's in the game this early, and I think he ran out of steam early. I did see him make a post saying that he was
He was
breathing
sick,
like
yeah.
a dragon out of both ends. That
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
That's what he said.
He said he was blowing out of both ends or something like
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah. So Coop got out front, and man, I
least-
think if he wasn't blowing out of both ends, he would.
At least he didn't call in sick.
At least he didn't call in sick, but he didn't have the opportunity to go east. So
This is true.
Yeah.
But can we? I'll tell you what. Can we do a community call here with Sexton though, and have a discussion with him
No,
about?
you're not ever allowed to talk to Chase.
I want to have
Ever.
I want to have a discussion with him
Ever.
about rolling triples because his
that was sketchy,
dude. His fucking. I mean,
Yeah.
he's 0 for 2 on this. Like he almost got
I
laid
don't
down
know
last
what-
night, and then
I don't know what
Vegas-
happened there.
Your boy just is not fucking great at this whole rolling. He doesn't quite understand etiquette on it.
Well, you remember he used to be trained by Stu
Well, I
there for a
just
while.
don't know why
so.
he didn't jump it.
Yeah,
because
that's kinda where
I
I'm
saw
at.
a different angle of it, and it didn't look like he lost traction or anything like that.
Oh, no.
I think he must have thought that like Mookie just wasn't gonna hit it or something.
I think that whole situation contributed ultimately him going down. He almost gets landed on, heart rate probably
yeah.
spiked through the roof, and he's panicking. He's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah,
gotta
you
get out of this
definitely
pack.
get flustered when that stuff happens.
And he
And
sees,
then those ruts like came together, and that rut like went further out, but he was already so committed to his lean angle that there was no saving it.
yeah, crazy G out weird thing in that rut. And then obviously he had Jet and Tomac right in front of him. He's like, I gotta go. And
Yeah.
I think it just all contributing factors to getting a shit clapped on the landing of the triple.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, definitely. He got super, super lucky there, and good job on Ferrandis to get off of the side of the track and not kill him.
yeah, props. Good riding by Ferrandis there too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Anything else 450s that you noticed last night?
Prado looked pretty good again until he went down in the heat race, but he was making moves in the heat race until he like annihilated himself kind of by hitting Bloss.
Poor Bloss, dude. He was trapped between what I would like to say the Freeze brothers. You had Prado and Freeze himself.
I think Ando needs to work with Jorge on if you're gonna saw someone's front end, you gotta go in there a little bit earlier instead of just like right at the exit. Because like I saw that, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
That's just inexperience right there. Just not knowing and just made a wrong decision, and he was like, oh shit.
Yeah, he probably watched that back. He's like, ooh, yeah, that wasn't good.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then did he go down in the main, or did he just have a crappy start? I can't remember.
He did get a shit start. I don't know, man. We didn't see much of him.
I don't know. I think that.
Yeah, I think it was just a crappy start then.
I'm gonna sound like a hater, but I think that main is that's just who he is for at least a little bit.
I think he'll be better on the East Coast. I've said this same thing we talk about with Coop and Ruts. Jorge is going to be another one of those guys that I think he's going to excel. I don't know if he'll get on the box, but I think you start seeing him closer to the top 5 once we get East and he gets a bike set up.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Probably. 250s?
Dude,
Anything?
that was actually some good racing.
Juju fucking
Dude,
Bomare.
Bomb Air,
God.
crushing it.
Absolutely.
So pumped for that
Crushing
kid.
it.
Are you worried about Danger
Yeah.
Girl?
Dude,
He looks defeated.
2 weeks in a row, and he is not the guy.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling about that, Travis?
How am I feeling? He's not my guy.
Levi would have waxed the shit
Yeah,
out of him at
Levi's
this
got to
point.
be punching air right now.
He's got to be. This is bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not looking great, that's for sure.
I thought
'Cause,
seeing him in
I mean,
fourth
shoot.
and fifth.
Everyone was talking like he should just walk all over everyone
Well,
on
then-
the West Coast right now, and it's not happening.
Think about what would happen when we go if he was in the East, going into East right now, with how stacked that region is going to be. I mean, dude.
Yeah, well, everybody was talking. Oh, everybody's ducking Hayden. What makes him the guy? He has not won a Supercross title, so wouldn't he be the one ducking Vial by not racing against him again? Because Vial beat him last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think for the first
And then
time.
RJ was hurt, so RJ didn't have a choice but to go east.
Very interesting interviews from Mr. Deegan.
I think honestly, if this happens again, come A2 this weekend, like this will be the first time in his career. I know that he got hurt last year and he's supposed to be on the West, but like for the first time, as far as just riding is concerned, that he's actually going to face adversity. That he might not actually be
The guy.
and yeah, I'm doing an air quotes, the big dog. Because he hasn't really had
Yeah.
that. Because you could talk about rookie year, outdoors, Hunter, same thing with Supercross. Oh, you're a rookie. Okay, it's cool. You go in and win SMX. Let's be real. The only reason he won that is just because everybody was so inconsistent. I mean, at one point, Joe could have won it and so on and so forth. And then you
Yep.
go into last
Yep.
year. Oh, hey, I'm hurt. Vial, I'm better, faster than this guy, but whatever. And then he wins outdoors and he wins SMX. And then now you're on the weaker coast. And obviously, this is no disrespect to Juju and all them. Juju's one of my guys, but we know the East is definitely more loaded. And you don't win another
yeah.
Supercross title.
Well, that and we weren't expecting. I mean, at least I wasn't expecting this out of Bomb Air. Like, I knew he would be better than he was last year, but I was thinking, consistent top 5s, podiums, and maybe like one win, not out qualifying Deegan almost every single session and just absolutely shredding
And looking
going
smoother while doing
2-1
it.
in the first 2 rounds.
I
so.
didn't expect him to show up in a mink coat either. I really
Well,
didn't.
that's the Havasu swag.
That's a whole nother
That's
story.
the Havasu swag there.
Look, I'll tell you who's the bigger surprise in that class is Cole Davies. Is
Dude,
a fucking
I know.
monster.
He's a stud, dude.
Holy crap! That kid made huge strides since whatever the futures last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
with
Not,
his-
it's not
Because
called
he was
futures
good.
anymore.
Don't get me wrong.
yeah, like he's
Yeah, what the hell's it called?
SMX next.
SMS next.
SMX.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, let's just change this name for the 35,000
Future
fucking
sounds
time.
way cooler.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah. Stay tuned for my holster code reload
Oh,
rant.
yeah, that's
But
good.
man, yeah, once he gets a little more of that race stamina in him, he's gonna be
Yeah.
something to watch.
Yep.
Man. His riding.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets one before the end of the season.
He's gonna get
Gl-
one.
Hey, Glendale, Triple Crown. If he
Yeah.
rides like he did last night and he yanks a holy,
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean,
He
starts are
keeps
obviously
yanking holies. That's
dude,
the thing.
and he looks up until last night where he started to have the rookie woes.
He said he got tight
He
in an interview.
looks so in control doing
He does. He looks
yeah.
good. He looks smooth.
Yeah.
And I mean, he doesn't look like the pace. Obviously, we've all heard. Oh, he was the fastest guy at the farm. Whatever. Like whether you want to believe that or not, that's cool.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Looking
But yeah,
at
it looks
now,
like
it's
it. But
very
like,
believable.
he looks so confident, no matter who's behind him, dogging him, which is not something you get with rookies. I mean, we've all seen it over and over. You implode after 4 or 5 laps running that pace. He's just out there for a Sunday cruise, and like him fucking around on the podium. I don't know who he was looking at, but like him fucking around on the podium, having a smile on his face. Like usually you would see rookies after like even the heat win, just heart rate through the roof, sweating like a motherfucker, and he's just over there like smiling calm, and you're like, this kid's made for this.
Yeah, 100%.
Interview
Yeah.
definitely needed work though.
Yeah.
It's better than it was last year for MX Next or whatever the fuck it is. But it's still not great.
I will give him a pass because he rides incredible.
I think Daniel Blair needs to work with him a little bit more on the interview side of things. But yes, the riding, him and DB, his family and DB are very close.
Well, he's the reason. Yeah, DB was the reason why he
Even
came over.
despite Starred.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
doing
Yeah.
whatever they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, dude. I'll tell you what. That boy, in the infamous words of Jace, he's here to fuck.
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is fucking hard right now.
I think a lot of it has to do with his first name.
Shut up, Cole.
No one thinks that. Absolutely zero people think that.
No, he's
It's a Cole thing, dude.
Should we call?
Cole Seeley was smooth.
Should we call
Cole
Emily and
Davies.
ask about fucking hard how that works out, or
I mean, 2 inches at 100 mile an hour is pretty dangerous. But
and what he's only 2 points back, I think, of Hayden right now.
yeah?
So I mean, I don't know, man.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't that be some shit if he beats him?
I mean, he keeps riding like this.
Yeah.
He keeps riding like this.
Davies is only 2 down from Deegan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be a real thorn in Deegan's ass too, going to the track and not being
Yeah,
big
he's-
dog. Because I think
He's
Davies
not gonna like that.
Davies at the Star Compound is big dog right now in my eyes.
I mean, he's flopping that gator around for sure.
And another gentleman, he didn't have a good main, but Michael Moseman is indeed alive. And
Michael
Motorcycle.
Michael motorcycle.
He
has
is
a-
alive.
He is-
He is indeed alive and kicking
This
and
weekend.
and still riding pretty good.
this weekend.
I
Well,
thought he
he-
was going to pull that heat
Hopefully,
out.
he can just stay on 2 wheels.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, he still goes missing in the mains, but you know.
Do you boys see Danger Boy selling merch in the pits?
No, I didn't see it.
Has his own tent now.
But it's I think Feld's running it though. Feld is definitely getting their cut.
Probably, 100%.
Yeah, it's probably just what Jet does. They pay the vending fee,
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever absurd amount of money that it is, and they get to do it.
I mean, with him, that he's gonna get an ROI on that all the time.
100%.
But, I mean, the private.
Yeah.
You may know more about this, Eric, but the privateers or anybody that's bitching and complaining about selling merch in the pits, they can do it. They just got to step up and pay the fee, right?
Well, I don't know exactly how it works because, like, Moto Tees and all that, like that deal, or I don't even know if it's Moto Tees at Supercross, but whoever does the, Feld, essentially, for the Supercross t-shirts, they're supposed to be the only ones allowed to sell merchandise at the races,
Right. Which is bullshit.
as far as like clothing goes. So I don't know exactly how that's worked out, but because don't they only sell donuts at their place, or do they sell merch too?
I don't. So
Does anyone know?
The
donuts are-
thing, it was right next to like the T-shirt stand you'll see in the stadium.
Yeah, I was
which-
saying
which
that
is
was in the
connected to Feld.
stadium, but I don't remember. I don't know that the Lawrence fan zone doesn't sell merch. At least not to
They did.
anybody.
They
But
were
it
selling
only
jerseys and stuff out of the fan zone.
but it only sells to the people that are in the fan zone, right?
No,
No, you could buy out there.
You
Okay.
can walk up there and pay the $200 for the jersey. or
Well,
whatever.
then the thing is that like you get like the Lawrences and like the Deegans can afford the probably thousands of fucking dollars that Feld
they
wants.
know they're gonna get the
Yeah,
return.
because they know they're going to get enough out of it. So
Yeah. So I would think that they had to have just worked something out with Feld to be able to do it, and probably pay some ridiculous number, or give them a certain percentage of the sales. So yeah, privateers not going to be able to cover that. No. They're not going to be able to sell that much merch.
No, but I believe they do have at least the option.
Unfortunately, right? No, I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure that the deal is just with the Moto Teaser, whoever it is.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
I don't know,
but I know that's how it used to be.
I know outdoors that's what it is. Moto Tees has that exclusive. I don't know with Supercross.
Well, Supercross is Feld, and then outdoors is Moto Tees, which is owned by Coombs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah,
it was an interesting thing, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, well, yeah, they're paying the fucking fee to do that. So of course, like.
Yeah, my whole thing is like...
Yeah, it's not like they get to do it for free.
No.
Yeah, I'm sure, somebody's getting their cut, but my whole thing was like, if you're going to let them pay or give the cut, everybody should have an open playing field, even if, hey, instead of bitching about it, yes, it's an option, you just can't play the game. Mm-hmm. Play in the ballpark. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Probably not. They probably don't even give everybody the option. They probably do some backhand handshake deal thing. And
yeah, I know we were trying to, before the Geico team went away, we were trying to do something. I don't know if it was with Geico or AMSOIL, or I don't know who it was, but at one point we were trying to like give away free stuff at the team pit, and I don't know the inner workings of what happened, but it sounded like we basically got told no, we couldn't even give away stuff.
Yeah. Do you know the deal? Because I know they sold some Geico merch out of the trucks there.
Yeah,
do you know what the deal was with that? Like, do you know how that was structured?
I didn't know that ever happened.
I totally did. Well,
if it did, it was definitely just something under the table. It had to have been.
Well, I would imagine it was probably 100% thing, because 100%
yeah,
did you guys do stuff for a while.
100% had like some sort of deal.
Yeah, so 100% was doing you guys' merch there for a little bit, or at least doing some of it.
We did it for like the first couple of years, and then 100% wanted to take over.
Yeah, and in Moto Tees you can buy
100%.
Yeah, you can buy 100% goggles and stuff right out of the Moto Tees trailer.
Sense.
So
yeah,
I think that's where that probably came from.
Because I definitely bought a
Geico.
That
must have been what was going on then.
I got that Geico red puffer in Daytona 2019 or 2020.
That thing's vintage. You better hang it in the closet.
Yeah, I mean, it's been hanging. It probably fits real well now, because I had to buy an extra large because it was all they had left because it was so cold that day. And it was too big, but now it probably fits pretty well because I'm fat. So should try that on again. It's barely used. Only used it at the race.
We don't say the word fat. You're diesel.
I'm pretty fucking diesel right now.
What?
Yeah, dude, it's what the kids are saying.
Shut up, Bumblebee.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
fuck you.
Yeah, Bumblebee.
Shut up.
God, can we get you some clothes?
I have a lot of clothes.
You're in the same fit you wore last week.
Do I care?
You just said you had a lot of clothes.
I do, but I'm not getting paid to, wear new clothes on this fucking show.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Anything else catch your eye last night, Eric?
I don't know. Is there anything else you think we need to argue over?
I got a last thing before we cut him loose.
Brother, there's a lot we could argue over.
I'm sure, but...
Yeah.
He appreciates gear. I appreciate gear.
No, you wouldn't say?
Who looked the best?
Who looked the best? Justin Starling.
Ah, wow, you ran into that one.
I forgot to say the unbiased part.
You fucking ran into that one.
Who looked the best not in Alias gear last night?
Okay. Shoot. Trying to think. I kind of like Chase's stuff.
Yeah, the all orange.
We said unbiased.
No, I would say honestly the Fox stuff Prado, the custom Fox stuff Prado was pretty sick. It might not be for everyone, but I don't know. To me, I was like, yeah, that stuff was sick. Especially with the helmet too.
Yeah, they haven't missed with Prado.
Not yet.
No, I feel like his visor's a little longer. Job. Is his visor a little longer on that helmet than normal Fox helmets? Mm-hmm. It seems.
He doesn't have Fox. He's got Arrow.
No, it's a Fox helmet.
It's not a Fox helmet.
It's a Fox helmet.
It's a Fox helmet.
It's a Fox helmet.
Yeah. You're too busy jerking Jet off to even pay attention to anybody else.
I am busy
Yeah.
because we're busy.
Anderson wears the
Anderson's
arrow.
We're busy at the front, not running around in fucking 16th place.
Anderson's
so yeah,
arrow.
that's a problem.
Did you watch the LCQ? No.
Did I watch the LCQ? Actually, I did because I
You
watched
know,
our boy Kev get in last
he's
night.
such a-
Okay, and you saw Prado out front in a Fox helmet.
He's such
Get
a
outta
liberal.
here.
He's got to tear people down to put
Yeah.
up other people. God.
So yeah,
I just build the biggest building by building the biggest building.
No.
I don't build the biggest building by knocking down the second
Can you
biggest
say
building.
building one more time?
Building.
God.
no, based off lit kits, I'd have to go Jet for sure, or not Jet. Jorge.
I see
Wow.
where you're
Jorge.
putting
That was
some
that.
mind magic there.
No, Jorge, but Jet looked pretty good too. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like the
Yeah, I
neon
like that
green
A-Star
and the red.
stuff.
Looks even better now that we're only 10 points down.
I'm sure. And then I'm
Yeah,
going
and Eli's stuff looked real good when he won.
It'll look real good
For
when we
the-
get that red plate in Tampa.
Sure.
for about 100 races consecutively. I'm gonna go Thor with the Shit Kid Award.
Oh my god, dude, that stuff is so bad.
What happened? Can we bring 05
It's
Thor
like
back?
not even close to matching. Like I don't know what they're doing.
Can we bring 05 Thor back?
Look, bro, they
06?
just stopped caring
04?
after 2010.
Like,
Get
I
the
don't know,
phase
man.
shit back.
It's been rough because Cooper looks so much sicker.
No. I think. Yeah, never mind. I'll keep my mouth shut. I'll let you guys do the shit talking.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, pal.
Well, when you're designing gear, just don't look at Thor on your imagination board or whatever.
I definitely do not do that.
Trust me, that's not on the board at all.
No, whenever I'm looking at like gear for ideas, it's usually like vintage stuff that's not around anymore. Like a lot of like No Fear inspiration and Cinesalo
Alloy.
lately.
Alloy. Holy
No,
shit.
Alloy basically ripped No Fear off.
Not
but-
Alloy.
Hey, we bringing back some LBZ outside the boots pants.
Okay,
here.
buddy.
Ooh, bring back the over the boot
Some
boy.
Clifford
Over the boot.
Tante shit. Yeah, that's great.
No, we're not doing. Okay,
No,
all right.
anything 90s is coming back, dude. I'm telling you.
Huh?
90s is coming back.
Dude, the 9, it's sick.
Yeah, well, it's coming back.
I know, it's fucking great.
You better go down to the store, get yourself some fat tongue DVS shoes,
And-
a Metal Militia shirt,
And
and you're in.
Jankos,
And some Janko jeans.
some Janko jeans. Oh, God,
You guys just wait till you see Starling's Daytona kit.
are we getting another drop from Alias soon, or what are we doing here?
Well, wait till you see the
it's,
Daytona kit.
Yeah, yep.
You can't take
yep.
a hint, can he?
Daytona's when the next drop is,
Daytona.
huh?
Breaking news.
No. It won't be at Daytona, but that is going to be one of them.
I hope it's white with some checkerboard thrown in.
It's not.
He's like,
It's not.
it's not. You're like, it's not.
Damn it! I wanted like some Van slip-on looking action.
You mean like
Why are you saying checkerboard? You want him to be in the Freemasons or what?
what?
Hashtag TLR tinfoil hat.
Okay, I'm completely out on that.
All right.
Oh, man.
do some Cruella de
Eric
Vil
knows,
yet shit
Eric knows
with the
exactly what I'm
spots.
talking
Nah,
about.
I'm sure, but no, yeah, Gear Talk, love it. I love Gear Talk.
Oh God. When do we see the
Yeah,
speeds?
no, I'm pretty excited. We'll have some good stuff coming in the spring, along with some limited edition stuff, and that Daytona will be one of them. It just won't be ready at Daytona, unfortunately. But we've got to work with the holidays overseas. So
Pre-order? Pre-order?
One more time.
Pre-order?
it's possible. It's possible.
Ooh.
I don't love the pre-order route because that's kind of what I did before when I was getting the stuff made here,
Yeah.
and people weren't too stoked on waiting 6 to 7 weeks for their stuff. So,
Fair enough.
yeah, I don't love going that route until there's a way to get it done. Within 2 to 3 weeks, it just doesn't make that much sense to me.
Ooh. I just came up with an idea. I'm going to text you after this. I just came up with an idea for us to work together on some stuff. I have an idea.
All right,
Oh boy,
I got an idea with the new drop.
I'm looking forward to it.
I got an idea.
it run through my head like it's got to be, and maybe you've got this system worked out by now, but forecasting how much to order and all that stuff's got to be pretty hard.
It is, especially right now because the market is not great for anything right now. Like,
Just
I
ask
know
KTM.
myself personally, I'm not spending as much money as I was a year ago on things that I don't absolutely need.
Right.
And gear is not necessarily something, or new gear is not necessarily something people absolutely need. So, yeah, forecasting that stuff. We've definitely been starting smaller so that we're not killing ourselves right from the get-go.
How many sets are you ordering?
We'll keep that between us.
Okay, I'll text you later and find out then.
Yeah.
We got to
I'm
keep
just
that on the
curious.
DL because
I'm
there's
just curious.
fucking 15 million gear companies out there now. You got 110.
Yeah, I
you
don't need them
you got
knowing
Callus.
what I'm doing.
My hands are calloused up, so I'm gonna make some gear and name it after it. What else?
Yeah,
do we
it
got?
has gotten I will say this: the market has gotten oversaturated, and it's become entirely too easy for a lot of people to just start a gear company.
I blame Michael Lieb.
Well, I blame the fucking. You got Temu
It's
and all this
honestly-
shit that people
yeah,
can get
yep,
in there and see all that
that's-
now.
That's what it is, and yeah, it's gotten very easy.
It's like
So-
you can go right on Import Yeti and stuff and type in Fox and see right where their shit's coming from. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
One last question before we let you go here. How distraught were you last night when the TikTok ban hit?
I don't have TikTok, so it did not affect me one
Good
bit.
on you.
Was
Eric.
your chick distraught?
No, she doesn't have it either. We
Wow.
do not care for that. Yeah, I mean,
You guys are better people than us.
I mean, we go. My parents have a camp up in Maine, and we go up there. We try and go up there, at least once a month. But we've only been able to get up there a couple times in the past 3 or 4 months. But we just go up there, turn our phones off for the weekend, and just chill out.
Wait,
And
you-
that's why you didn't get a text from me.
Wait, so
Yesterday.
so your parents have a cabin up in Maine.
Yes.
Okay, so I've learned this over the years. Let me ask you this: what's the square footage of that cabin up there?
I feel like this is going kind of tinfoil.
I don't know, but
It's not
it's
tinfoil.
not big.
Oh, okay. Because it
is a literal wood cabin.
Because I had some friends in high school that were like, yeah, my grandparents have a cabin on whatever lake over like Holland, which is like west side of Michigan, right? And
Yep.
I went to it, and it was like 3 times the size of my house. And I'm like, this is a fucking cabin? Like, it's nicer
Yeah.
than my fucking house we built last year. What the fuck is wrong with you? So I was just
Yeah,
curious,
no. This is a literal. It's a cabin. It has a loft up top with 2 beds up in the top,
Total off-grid?
and then no, not total off grid. Like, it has Wi-Fi and stuff. Like, we watched the race, but
Got it.
just kind of disconnect for 36 hours or so.
I like it.
Does
and
it have
just
a bunker?
Hang out, relax. No bunker.
Oh, well, that seems like a waste under a cabin there.
Yeah,
I feel like you should dig one. The world's coming to an end.
yeah, for sure.
So
Well, TikTok's back, so we
Don't get
need
my
it.
dad going on that stuff.
he's next on my list to talk to about that. So, all right,
Yeah.
buddy. Well, hey, man, appreciate you coming on here. I know you said you had about 40 minutes, and we're about there. So thank you for coming on. We will talk
you.
to you next week, and I'm going to text you about that gear later.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
All right.
See you, man.
Later,
Love you,
Eric.
bye. All right. Eric
Did you say
Grondal,
love you,
everybody.
bye?
Yeah, of course.
He must have got some happy time yesterday.
Like, this is
He's
real
on a-
fucking weird.
He's
Like-
on a completely
Like,
weird
love you, bye, but he
wavelength.
said it really
I really-
low key.
You know why he's on a good wavelength?
Why?
Because of what's going on tomorrow.
Hey.
What's going on
What?
tomorrow?
No, that has nothing to do with it either.
Oh.
I had a TLR tinfoil hat that TikTok they were banning the TikTok thing. Put those back on. I didn't talk to Kev yet. We're gonna try to call Kev.
What? Wait a minute. What's
You're
going on?
gonna cold call him?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What's going on tomorrow?
Oh my god.
What's going on tomorrow?
You really
Give-
don't
give-
know what's going on tomorrow though.
Oh, the inauguration. I was like,
Thank
why
you.
is he getting pumped up?
Yeah, we're gonna
give
call
our
Kev.
give our man Kev.
No, we're calling him right
Come
now.
on.
Shit's happening. This is fucking real.
Oh my god.
This is
God,
real fucking
I
life.
I feel like this is disrespectful.
Hope he punches the air.
Why?
Um,
He probably won't answer. So we'll
I
see.
hope he doesn't
Oh,
answer.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow, you don't know Kev at all.
Hello?
cold call. Kevin Moranz, welcome to the Moto Aftermath Show, bud.
We're live,
We
dog.
are live, bro.
Kev, just so you know, we both tried to stop him from doing this.
Yeah, we thought we would say, Travis, can you please give Kev like
A day.
at least a little bit of a notice because he's a busy man and he clicks send.
Look, in all fairness, I meant to text
You
him
know what's
earlier.
funny?
I forgot.
You know what's funny? Yeah, what's funny is, didn't get any text after 8-1 or anything like that, but now that we make a main event, now he's all on board.
Whoa,
yeah, see?
Pause. Hold up. Let me scroll back a week here.
Hang on, while he's scrolling.
Oh, shit, did you
how-
text me?
While he's scrolling, how long you got? So we can be conscious of your time, brother.
Let's see.
Oh, no, you're good. I can kind of BS a little bit. I'm just working on emails and stuff.
Let's see here. Oh, I texted you last week at 10:48 a.m. Good luck today, boss. And then on Sunday
Boss.
at 3:46, you sent me some pictures with your little text that says "Great showing last night," blah blah blah, whatever. I said that was really good, man. I was cheering to the TV hardcore.
Yep, never mind. I'll eat my words then.
Thank you. Thank you. Didn't leave my man high and dry. Now, I didn't text him yesterday, but you know what? I was letting my man focus, all right?
Focus.
Focus, all right?
Yeah, it was a good weekend though.
That was solid last night. I was really pumped to see Harlan go down and not get hurt.
There
Because
was no conflicted things going on.
Nothing.
Yeah, man, because, dude, I was real conflicted after A1 with you and Mitchell, man. I was really happy for Mitchell, but I'm like, fuck, it had to be Kev.
Yeah, I know.
I'm really
I
glad.
mean, honestly, Go ahead.
No, I'm just glad Harlan didn't hit you head on.
Yeah, that was something that crossed my mind. I was like, dude, this would be a total Harlan thing. Just nail the shit out of Kev for no reason.
Yeah, it was close though. Like it made me stop. I almost went off track because of it. But I knew that us 5 had separated from the rest of the field. So as soon as that happened, I wasn't stressing it because I was like, okay, I got a gap. And then at that point, I was like, this is your LCQ to lose, dude. Don't screw this up.
Oh, I bet it was such a weight lifted. It was like, oh.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got to feel
big time.
It's got to feel good. 2 rounds in, and we've made a main. So
And like last weekend, having a good showing at A1 in a stacked field. This one having a good showing in a stacked field with literally everybody on the line
yeah, that's
is a factory rider. Either has a ride or everybody is getting paid to be there besides me.
that start in the LCQ last week was fucking sick too.
Kev's starts are back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I know, dude.
I know Kevin won't come out and say it, but I was pumped to see him make the main and the ex-teammate not even being anywhere close. And I'll leave it at that. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Oh, my.
We don't have to go any further. I'm just going to leave it at that. But I was pumped to see that.
Oh man. So how was that 10 whoop set last night?
No, really. It was just it was soft, so it broke down pretty bad. So obviously you saw like the rut that just went down the middle of them that everybody was kind of trying to hit. But it made it better. Like otherwise everybody's just going to be 3-3-3 all the way through it.
Yeah.
So it actually made it semi difficult that you had to go 3-3-4. Which still really wasn't that hard if you got it clean, but it's just with how soft those whoops were, they were rutted and edgy to the point where like you had to kind of get it perfect or it was not going to go your way.
Yeah. Did you ever? Cole's gonna.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Did you hit the quad?
Did you ever do that 3-4?
Never.
No.
I was looking into it on the last qualifying session until I visually saw Cade absolutely eat it on it, and I was like, "Yep, it's just not worth it."
That's how Kev marks jumps. He just watches Kane and be like, yeah, no, it's doable. No, I'm good.
That quad was big for
It's a
sure.
booter.
Gave everybody a little time to breathe in the air. But the more impressive thing that I saw was Cooper going over the start line and then quadding in out of the sand.
Yeah. That was pretty good too.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he went out of the sand, double kind of into that pocket, quad in.
Dang,
Justin
dude,
Cooper
that would've
of all
been
people.
Impressive.
Yeah. I didn't see. Did anybody else do that?
It was
I
barely
don't
in the
think so.
corner on the broadcast. I didn't see anybody else do it, and then I saw an Instagram video today that somebody got of it, and I was like,
That's
"Wow,
pretty
wasn't
sweet.
expecting that out
Typical
of Jay Coop."
Yeah.
Typical J Coop.
Were those
Just doing shit randomly?
Yeah.
Were those triples last night? Was the one just really steep but not very long, like the first one, and then the one on the end there where you did the 90 in and 90 out? Was that like shorter lengthwise? Because I thought it might be, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think the faces were just a little bit bigger on both of them, to be honest, because they both sent you to the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first one was like moon booter before the sand.
Was the corner sketchy after like that 90 degree after on the one on the end there? Because all we heard on the broadcast was that corner was sketchy.
Yeah,
Look at
Ricky
people
was
going
all
down,
about that
sketchy.
corner.
So was it
I
actually
didn't think
sketchy?
it was that. I
Okay.
didn't think it was that bad, but yes, it was slippery-ish, and the way that it was breaking down, as long as you were patient enough to cut inside of the main line, it really wasn't that bad. But yeah, I could see like it being a Tomac or a Jet, and you're hitting it, 10 times the speed I am. It was probably pretty sketchy.
Yeah, it just looked like guys were landing and the fork was just like unloading as you were hitting the bottom of it right into the slippery stuff, and guys were just pushing. But no, I commented this on Kev's picture earlier, and he responded to me. But Eli owes Kev a little bit of the win bonus. I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh, here we go.
So Eli was going outside in the sand, and Mr. Jet Gargle over here, you would notice that Jet was catching him going to the inside right there. That was the only spot Jet was really making up any time. So the two fellas come around, and Kev goes off the triple, waves to the left. Eli, stage left. Eli goes to the inside.
I did see him wave at him.
Never changes his line the rest of the main, and Eli brings it home. And I don't know if he would have taken that line if it weren't for our man Kev.
I don't know. Kev's got a whole thread on him on
So
Vital.
we should write Eli an email.
Kev's
and
got a
say,
whole
hey,
thread. Kev's got a whole thread on Vital about this whole thing with Jet and Eli. Just
about the wave.
about just people asking like, "Hey, did Kev help Eli get a win last night?" And I didn't read the whole fucking thread.
This is a real thing.
Yeah,
There's actually a thread of it?
there's a thread on Vital now. I don't know like how long it is now.
Based on Gypsy's little interview with Eli there, Eli is a Vital lurker. So maybe you go in there.
Well, look,
I
man,
think
Eli
you
and
sent
Kev
an
got
email.
history. Eli and Kev got history dating back to qualifying in Detroit, so it's cool.
Oh my gosh.
I think we send an email and see if he wants to sponsor our entry fee for a couple of rounds for that. Then
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Look, yeah,
But
Oh,
no,
my
I was
goodness.
watching the race, and I saw that happen because I was watching it 2 laps before. I was like, Eli, why are you not changing your line here? Like, the outside's getting blown out. He's catching you right there. And then, lo and behold, an Angel got sent down off the triple and pointed him left.
we should definitely write a professional email to Eli's team. Then see if we can
That's
get
funny.
Who's we?
see if we can get an ET. Well, what I mean by that is Kev, since he's already doing emails. So
Kev's just wrapping up a draft right now.
Kev, how we feeling out there, man? How's California treating you? You avoiding those fires or what?
Yeah. We actually went out to go try to look at them the other day, but there's military everywhere. Like you can't get in anywhere. 'cause
That's
obviously
weird.
everyone's
Travis,
just trying to keep
Travis,
movers
don't.
out.
Let me get my tinfoil hat here. Hold on.
not right now.
Not today.
Not right now. Not on the show. We're not doing it.
Oh man.
But yeah, so yeah, staying out of the fire situation, but it's not bad. It's nice being out here and kind of the crew just gets to hang out during the week instead of whenever we leave California, we're all going to be traveling literally 60% of the week. So it's nice to kind of have a little home base. How we're feeling is a lot better than last year, obviously, and clearly more comfortable on the bike. But we're nowhere near where we can be. But that's always what's exciting is, as long as I stay healthy, which is the biggest thing, we'll keep building all the way throughout the year and keep getting better every round like we always do.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I meant to ask you this a couple of weeks ago, and if you don't want to comment on this, you don't have to. Is the KTM situation, has that affected any help that you're getting through them this year at all? No? Okay. All right, cool.
Now, I mean, I don't know what you think my deal is, but it's nothing insane.
I was just
Well,
gonna say,
I didn't think it was
you're probably-
insane, but it's little deals like this that get chopped off the tree first, right?
Well,
Kev just basically with Travis. I don't know who you think I am.
You're dealing with just with a dealership, I'm sure, right, Kev?
No, it's actually kind of through KTM is helping a little bit, but
thanks.
it's,
I
it's
knew
not
this.
like I'm getting
So
bikes.
fucking
It's not like I'm
thanks.
getting bikes or anything like that. So I purchased all of my bikes before this whole shenanigans is going down. So I don't really know.
Are we thinking about changing next year?
Not really.
He's like,
I mean, if somebody approaches me, but I just have everything KTM. I feel comfortable on the KTM's ish now. And yeah, I mean, they have taken a liking to me and they understand kind of the program I run and they respect me, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Am I against changing brands? It depends on where we're at that time and what's offered, but I don't really have any plans to change just because I have so much stuff for the KTM right now.
Ducati, you heard it here first. No, I'm just
I was just about to say, we can write an email.
I don't think Kev wants to go broke.
It's fine. He can rev the shit out of that bike.
yeah.
I
I,
mean,
don't
he
think
could.
Kev's a rever.
Yeah, it's not really Kev's
Bike
style.
will never blow up then. Be perfect.
He doesn't have the nickname Revin Kevin.
Did you just pull that out of your ass?
Yes, sir.
Revin Kevin?
So what's the plan when you guys go east? Like, where are you basing yourself out of? Or do you not have any idea yet?
I do not have a single plan. As of right now, it's going to be my house, but with how cold the Midwest is right now, it's probably not going to happen. So I'll either end up, hopefully not in Oklahoma. Hopefully I can get back down to Florida if they'll have me. It just kind of depends on situations and what I'm able to afford at the time and what sponsors we have and what makes sense, if that makes sense.
Well, you know, Shimoda says it's full down there, so we'll have to see. Seems
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah, dude.
No, that's cool. Have we brought anybody on in the last 2 weeks? I guess I haven't paid that close of attention. I've been real busy in the shop, so
Nobody crazy new since the season has started.
Okay.
Couple right before the season started, but I mean, we're still obviously looking for partners.
I know I get
and
the Facebook
we
updates
have-
all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That little ad, dude, it's pretty sweet. It's getting us a lot of good leads, at least. So it is tough sometimes. Like, you call some people, they're excited, they talk a big game, and then you never hear back from them, kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's like
just
Facebook
trying to-
Marketplace. You say, "Is this available?" And then they just don't respond.
it's just trying to
Happens
keep in touch
all
with people.
the time. All the time. Well, look, man, I'm going to try to work on some stuff here. I know we're financially in a weird spot right now, but I'm trying to work on some stuff for our Indianapolis round, all right?
I was gonna say, what we need to do to get TLR Coatings back on board, my man. The
Well,
Moto
you
Aftermath
see,
Show.
the thing is that what happened is I got a savings account, I got a checking account, and all my money's in the savings account, and I got to go bank trip now. No, man, it's just
Kev said he wants to go to St. Elmo's night before Indy.
it's just Jesus, God, no, we're not doing that. No, man, it's just rough. I'm trying to come up with a couple ideas for Indianapolis rounds, so.
Sweet, I like it.
We're trying to work on some things here, okay? Give me some time, bro.
Don't worry.
So
Well, when Eli's commission comes in, it'll be good.
yeah. I'll tell you what,
there you
I'll
go.
write an email for you, pretending to be
There you
you,
go.
and if that comes in, then we're back on it.
Look, I don't think that went too well when he owed Savachi a little money for that Monster Million a few years back. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
hold my breath on that.
Look, we're not looking for
Yeah.
thousands. We're looking for a couple entry fees here. That's like $700, bro.
I'm sure Savachi was too.
Look, come off $700.
Yeah.
You only got 3 kids, bro. You cheap fuck. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Tell
I
that
don't see that happening. I'd just rather not piss anybody off, and that would be
This is getting real
that would
fucking
be
weird.
interesting if anything ever came out of that.
Oh, man,
Just gets
that'd be
fucking
awesome.
check that just says Eli Tomac on it.
That'd be awesome.
That would be insane. I would frame it. I'd put it on the wall.
Like,
I
when
wouldn't
you cash
even
it.
cash it.
Just don't even cash it.
If you get Eli Tomac's signature on a check, you keep that fucker forever.
Yeah, there you go.
You might forge an extra 0 on it.
Maybe.
That thing would be awesome. So, all right. Well, hey, I appreciate you picking up the phone there, brother.
Indeed, anytime.
So we'll let you get back to your emails there. I just wanted to call and congratulate you on last night because that was fucking awesome watching you ride her into
Thank
the main
you.
there in the second round. So.
Yeah, we were all stoked
I
for you.
appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely a weight off the shoulders compared to last year, so we'll keep it rolling.
Well, I thought you were going to do it in week 1, but the only real downside is that now you're no longer leading the points in the Pulp MX fantasy thing. So that's the only
Hey,
real
that's fine with
downside.
me. That's fine with me.
So, all right, brother. We will talk to you this week, man. Thanks for picking up,
All right.
man.
Sounds good. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah,
Take care.
bye.
Later, Kev.
Kevin Moran's, everybody.
Wow.
Look at that. 2 to start the show.
Can we take
Two.
these off now? Or
Yeah,
you trying
we
you're
can.
gonna call someone else?
Who you want to call?
I don't want,
Ghostbusters.
I don't want you to
You wanna
call
call
anybody.
Mitchell?
We gotta get on this fucking show.
Yeah, we got to get going
you wanna
on
call
an
Mitchell?
actual show here.
No, I think he's hurt.
Oh, we won't call Mitchell then. Who else is in my phone here?
Can we get
call?
the show going? Like,
who else
I'm
got
just
it
kidding.
in
All
that
right,
phone?
let's
Can't do
take
another
let's take a
4-hour
break.
show.
Let's take a break.
Take a break.
We're gonna fire up the live stream for the members here. We'll jump right into the actual show itself. I don't have a lot on the docket for like halftime and stuff, so like it should be okay. And
Well,
then
and we need to be better at getting our points in and out.
we're
we've been
fine.
saying this for a while.
Yeah,
I
we're
know.
fine.
We need to
It's
just
never gonna happen.
We're fine. We're
All right.
fine. So,
Let
all
her rip.
right. So we'll take a quick break and then we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere on the replay. All right, welcome back, everybody. Here. So welcome to our members who are on the live stream. JMats 144 there. Is it time for Deeks to consider Juju a threat? We're going to get to that in the 250s here a little bit later, all right? So we didn't start the member live stream, just so everybody knows. Number one, if you're not a member, go join because you get to watch us record the show live. We did not record the 2 phone interviews we just had. We called our buddy Eric Grandal from Alias MX / Adept Creative Co. there, get his weekly thoughts. And then we cold called our buddy Kev, and he picked up to talk to him about making the first main of the year here for him. So make sure to go check that out. That's like the first hour of the show there that we were talking to those guys. And the only reason we didn't is because I'm not tech savvy. I'm tech retarded, and apparently last week the members were not hearing the audio from Eric. So to negate that right now, until I get more of a setup like I need, we're that part of the show you guys are just gonna have to go watch. I apologize. It's just the way it is because we're tech retarded.
Well, we're gonna start a GoFundMe, revamp the whole studio,
And get a guy
I have some ideas.
and get a guy in the corner.
And get a guy in the corner.
A guy in the corner.
We have a guy that could come and be in the corner.
Is it? But he's not going to do anything.
No, he would do stuff.
Oh.
No, Mike from Holster Co. wants to come.
Oh yeah,
be our
you
guy
told
in
me.
the corner.
You told me this.
Yeah, but
Would you actually put him in the corner?
I mean, I put him like over there.
Would you put him in the corner
I'd
and
have
turn the
like
lights
a
off?
producer table, right?
put him in a closet, see if he'll come out of it.
Jesus. Poor
I'm
Mike.
just kidding.
God, I'm so glad it's not 2020 anymore.
All right, so before we jump into our 450s here, I want to thank Rev X Oil for presenting the show here. Make sure to go check them out. Max Power, boom, 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 pour it in. All right, you pick it up on their website at revxoil.com, link in the description down below, or you can pick it up on Amazon, which is what I did the first time because I had to test that product prior to us signing with them.
Not just bikes. You race cars. You got
anything with a motor.
You got a moped, you can put it in there.
Yep, there you go. So
put it in that dusty crotch rocket over there.
I don't want to talk about it, okay? I got a lot of projects to work on, man. All right.
Same.
Yeah, I know. 450 race recap brought to you by our friends at Gutterworks. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. And Barsha was doing Barsha things last night.
He was hanging around.
Hanging
Barsha
around.
always does Barsha things, man.
So make sure to check them out if you're in the Southwest Michigan area. You need some exterior modifications to your house. Josh and Kayla, great moto people. All right, let's jump into this here. Let me get on the correct screen. Crap. Safari. Boom.
Well, I think we know who won the race there, Travis.
Look, I'm pulling it up for the other results, okay? Eli Tomac gets her done. That was beast mode.
Was this the best he's looked since 2017?
100 since 2017? I don't know about that.
I think still to this day, that was the fastest I've ever seen.
Since
Eli.
2023?
You think?
No,
that
I think 2017 is the best. I know he didn't win the championship, but I think that was the best Eli's ever looked in Supercross.
That is a
17.
bold claim. That is a bold
I think
claim.
I've definitely seen him have some better rides in Supercross for sure, but this one, it's just different, right? Because he's had his issues over the last couple of years. He's now the old guy, 32 years old. I don't think anybody through 32 years old is won in that fashion.
No.
Man, it was a perfect recipe. You had the two best guys together right off the start and came through the pack together.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, had Chase not gone down, all three guys would have came through the pack together because Chase was the third guy in line.
Yeah.
Man, it was just super cool, man. I bet the stadium was electric.
They said it was.
Bro, I think every time Eli wins,
It's
or
electric.
even puts it on top of the board, the fans are going to go nuts.
Yeah.
I think it's just because people realize that, because last year was uncertain. I think people are now realizing that no matter what, this is probably the last time you're ever going to see. And it's very rare. Actually, I mean, it never happens. You never see a guy this late into his career that you know is going to retire, be in a title hunt. Because RV, obviously, when he retired in 2014, or after that, let's be real, the GP, he was retired. Nobody really knew he was going to retire in 2014.
Yeah.
They didn't realize that Supercross title was that was the last time we were ever going to see RV beat RV.
Yeah, it definitely answered a lot of questions for Eli last night. One question I had was fitness. Where's that at?
Oh,
He
dude.
went hard the whole way.
I was thinking the same thing as Eric. In my mind, I was I wasn't because Jet, they were marking each other, and then Jet was yo-yo in the gap. That never crossed my mind. I'm oh, Jet's not closing it because Eli, as soon as Jet would turn it up, Eli would find a little 10th here, 10th there. It was totally same thing as Eric. I was well, we're really going to find out. Me talking about 15 minutes last year, I'm well, we're going to find out if he's got more than 15 minutes. And then when he just kept it at 1.4, 1.5, I'm well, nope, he answered that question.
Yeah. I'm just I'm glad our boy Cab pointed him to the left, man, because if he would have kept going outside in the sand, I really think it would have been a different story.
Yeah, that
it
line
could have been.
That line worked when people were bunched up and you just had a clear line all the way through. But I think it was very apparent, even as early as the 250 main, that inside just kind of bouncing to that roller, going to the outside, and then doubling out of the corner was just, it was much more consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where Jet was making up a little bit of time. There and the inside after the quad.
Yep.
Those were Jet's 2 passing opportunities, I believe, in my eyes. And he shut down the sand, shut that opportunity down, and Eli was just hammering the whoops. So there's no way he was going to go by him in the whoops.
And that was the
Yeah.
most consistent I think I've seen Eli in a long time, because we've all seen Eli in the past, even when he's won races, like when he's been in a battle or trying to like gap away from somebody where he can just run his own pace, where he's bombed 90% of the main, and then the next 10% he'll make that one stupid mistake where he's just trying to push it too much, and you're like, dude, if you just switched up a line. And then, like I said, when he started going in the inside, he started weighting the peg on the outside before the whoops because that rut, and then realizing that line was getting so square edged, he actually was dropping into the rut. And that was just something that Eli in the past, when we talk about like beast mode, but then when people make fun of Eli, what was it, Alito Mac, that people used to call it.
Shout out Denny Stevens.
Yeah, he would do those stupid things where you're like, dude, you're just better than this. He didn't and then he hit the 3-4 every lap. Like, I don't know, man. That was very telling of where he is, and also I think in his mind, because I don't think actually in his mind he ever really like second guessed himself, but with all the noise. Well, dude, you've never really beaten Jet straight up.
Yeah.
Jet he caught and passed. And he dogged Jet dogged him the whole time, and Eli was just like, "Hold my beer, bro." Like I've been doing this a lot longer than you have.
Yeah, and you watched the interview.
Yeah.
Great interview, by the way. If you haven't listened to the one with Eli, with Gypsy,
Oh, okay.
sneaky funny. He's a sneaky funny guy.
That's how he is now, man.
And
Man, a few words though.
he really thinks before he talks.
He does, yeah.
And I think a lot of it too. He hasn't done a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, you've been professional for 15 years. I think you.
yeah, and I can't wait to hear more. Like the bear story at the end. Like that shit was funny.
That fucking bear story had me rolling. I went home and told Ashley that. And I'm just like, so he wakes up, he's dropping fucking shells, doesn't know what
He's
the
on a
fuck's
scooter.
going on a scooter.
Yeah. Well, that and then you destroy a bike. Are you proud of that? And he goes, I am proud of that, actually. And
You used a 450 like a tear off.
yeah, and dude, I'm going off on a little tangent, but he says a 450 is too slow.
Yeah, I saw that little caption thing.
He is.
And then he goes in like production rule, bring it on.
Which is
Or
wild
get
to
rid of
say
it, actually.
Yeah.
Which is
he is-
wild to say on the Yamaha of all things.
He is the only guy I have ever heard say, "Yep, 450 is not enough."
Well,
what the
it's-
fuck is wrong
No,
with
it's
you,
like
man?
it's like the joke that fucking Amart when he talks to Germ about being at Southwick holding up Eli in the 450 class, and he's like, "Dude, all I heard was just fucking over rev the whole time."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. But where I was going with that, there's a little piece in there where they're talking about Jet in a press conference going, well, that wasn't the real beast mode or something like that.
Eli says this.
Jet said that about Eli.
last year. I can't remember
Oh,
what race.
yeah.
Or something like that. And Eli was like, yeah, that pissed me off.
Yeah, I did.
Just straight up came out and said that pissed me off. And that's the fuel to his fire. Remember I said he's got a chip on his shoulder and he
Which
wants to
was
beat that
funny
kid.
because Jet has also heard that. Whether Gypsy actually told him in person or he listened to the interview, because
think he
last
listened to
night
the
in the
interview.
press conference,
He mentioned
it. He said, hey, he kind of took something I said wrong. I just knew he wasn't at 100%.
No. Gypsy asked him a question. He said, you guys took it out of context.
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah.
something like
Something
that.
like
He's
that,
kind of
yeah.
trying to backpedal, cover his ass.
Whatever
but-
Eli's got to find for motivation, man. Like when you've accomplished as much as he has, and this late into his career, and coming off a big injury like that, like you got to find something. But I mean, dude, we keep talking about this with Jet. You know, where is he at when he finally matches someone that can run that pace for that long, and someone that can even up it even further? And what's it going to do? And I mean, I think that was the first time in a while, because like people will like point to Fort Worth last year, but we know there was a lot going on. That track was dog shit. Like Jet was having whatever. But like, I started thinking about it. I'm like, take out the rookie year in 2020 with Jet, so like
Yeah.
2021. And that was the first time I can even point to that Jet has actually gotten caught and passed, and him being behind someone and him not be able to match their pace, like get close enough to really like throw a front wheel in there. Because anytime he closed on Eli, Eli was like, sorry, dude, I'm gonna up it. And Jet just had nothing for him.
We talked about, like, did he get beat straight up in Texas that day? And everybody kind of had,
everybody has different answers.
These boys started together, passed each other in the pack, and went, and he got straight up beat. How does that make you feel?
It's fine. I mean, there's going to be nights that's going to happen. Like, a guy like Eli has that speed to go with Jet. Jet's not unbeatable every single time. It's just rare. Like, and again, too, last night, I think either one of you are lying to me if there was a point when we watched him catch back up to Eli that you didn't go, oh, fuck, here we go.
I was thinking of the cardio. I wasn't thinking of the pace. The cardio is what worried me because it happened last year. So, like, not the pace. I didn't think Eli wasn't going to be able to up it. I was just thinking, well, we keep talking about, but he hasn't proven it yet. Can he go more than 15? So I'm thinking, man, like, he's just going to burn out 15 minutes in. I didn't think that Eli wouldn't be able to up his pace, especially with how he passed Jet and then, like, gapped Jet for that time being. I was just thinking, 15 minutes in, like, we're going to find out. And then once we have to get to the 16-minute mark, I was like, dude, Eli's fucking fine.
I really thought that, like, the bike wasn't quite there at a point. And then when he started catching Eli again, I went, oh, no, that's not the case. He's just literally like, okay, cool, I'm going to go now. Now, he did say in one of the interviews I was listening to, somebody asked him about it, and he did say that Jet did, that he got stuck in his line in the whoops and never changed, and he should have, because Eli was going down, the right side or something. And he's like, that was faster, but he's like, I was just being bullheaded and stayed in my thing. So, like,
which is weird for Jet, though, because that's not something like Jet's very good about, like,
moving around a lot,
analyzing things and, like, picking up on shit.
And like I said, that's what he said. And maybe, I don't know, maybe he moves. I mean, we all saw it. Yeah, he did stay in that mostly center line there for a while.
That tells me, though, that he's still not confident with that bike in the whoops. Or
I don't think he is. But I will say, I know that, like, especially you last week were doubting, like, something was wrong with the bike. But I listened to a bunch of stuff with Jason Thomas this week, and he was on the floor, and he's like, dude, I watched that front end of Jet's, like, doing this going into the corner. He's like, that fucking bike was fucked. It was legitimately, he's like, I understand why he didn't ride well. He's like, because he's going in that corner not knowing what that front end's going to do, because it's basically shaking out of his hand, which he said was part of what happened when he crashed in the sand there. He's like, he came out of those whoops, the bars are slapping the tank, basically, and he's like, oh, fuck, and, like, crashed or whatever. So there was something screwed up. Now, I've heard, I don't know how much you guys have listened to post-race here.
A little bit.
They softened stuff up, which is something that I don't want to say I had a thought about that, but with the stiffer frame, and then they were talking about a whole bunch of new suspension stuff that there's Showa, right? They're on Showa.
Wow.
They were talking about a bunch of new suspension stuff that Showa sent over. It was kind of like, okay, well, maybe it's too stiff for him. Who knows? And then they talked about it, and they were like, yeah, basically a little bit of gearing, because he said that cost him a start.
Stiff for him.
Yeah, and he actually said in an interview too that he wanted to go softer in the main, but then he was like, well, the heat went well, so let's just leave it. And then when they got done, he's like, yeah, I really wish I would have gone those, like, 3 clicks softer on the forks, because it probably would have helped me in the main there to get by Eli. So
we might as well just get into Jet. I mean, any more thoughts on Eli?
How many do you think he wins? Like, do you think?
I mean, dude, he rides like that. I think
he's gonna win more.
I mean, to be honest with you, like, we still, like, with Chase, whatever, and we'll get to him because I still think obviously Chase is in this. I mean, he's fucking second in the points or whatever it is. But, like, Eli, like, right now, if he goes and does this again at A2, I mean, dude, like, he.
Well, how about this? Because another little nugget.
It's hard.
Another little nugget that I think he kind of dropped in that interview. How many wins does he have to get for that extension to kick in the contract?
What do you mean?
He kind of let it open, like, winning's addictive. Well, you know, the contract can be extended.
Yeah,
we'll just see how many wins we get.
I felt that was more of the way he phrased it and stuff. I felt like that was more of it's addictive to win. So if I win a bunch, then I'll want to keep going. But otherwise, if I'm not winning, I don't really have a drive to keep going.
I read it as, it came out of his mouth as, hey, if I win, it's addictive and it can be extended. So to me, I'm wondering if there's like a win number.
I don't think that's the case.
And it kicks an extension in, he has the option to sign it.
If he wins multiple races this year, what team doesn't sign that legend?
Well, I'm right.
I'll
what
say
team
this.
doesn't make money available to bring him in?
If he can continue to replicate that, which I mean, we all talked about, like had he not gone down to A1, there's a real good chance that him and Chase have a gnarly battle, and who fucking knows at that point. If he can continue to ride like that, which through 2 rounds, there's no reason why he can't. I mean, dude, whatever number you want to put Jet at, Eli can do the same thing. Because what Eli did last night, I guess what I'm getting at in simplest terms is the way Eli rode last night, he can replicate that every fucking round.
So the only thing that's really scary about this, right, is
for who's
for everybody else. Let's kind of move on to Jet here, which we've already kind of done, right? So the only thing that's really scary, right, and I know I'm a Jet homer or whatever.
A goo gobbler.
A1 was super fucking bad, right? His worst 450 race, period. And then within a week, we go from that to him basically going with Eli, who we're all looking at going, holy shit, he's fucking flying. And they don't even have that bike full-blown locked in yet, we'll call it. It's a lot better, okay? But it's not even full-blown locked in. And my understanding is this week they didn't ride motos at all. And Jet keeps saying in interviews that he's pumped to go back and actually lay down laps in Florida and like actually
figure
get to
out
ride.
how to ride this setting.
Yes. Yeah. Which to me seems a bit scary because I'd made comments this week on, I think it was maybe the Thirsty Thursday members one, and maybe even in like the live and the reaction show yesterday, that like all these dudes got to continue to make hay while the sun's shining here, aka while Jet is struggling. Because we all know that once that's figured out, which again, I didn't know at that point if it was going to be yesterday, qualifying looked the same. So I threw my hands up and said, I don't know. To me, qualifying looked the same as it did the week before. He was fast, second fastest on the board. Okay, let's see how the night goes. Then we get into the heat. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Then we get into the main. Obviously, we see what we see. So the fact that it was only one race, basically, here, and if next week he's, again, right back on that box / winning, it's one of those things. Like, dude, they're in trouble. Everybody else is in trouble. Eli is good. Chase is good. I'm not going to say that they will not beat him at all, but that level of being able to beat him went from this big of a gap to like this.
So
in 2 weeks, which is a fucking problem for everybody.
And I hate to agree with Travis here,
you.
but this is where I want to go with this. I think there's more in the tank.
Yeah, that was not the best Jet Lawrence.
No,
the problem though is the more in the tank though, Jet has never been able to stay on 2 wheels. What have we talked about a million times?
But it's not more in the tank of him pushing. It's not the percentage. It's as they close the window in on that bike.
Why don't you think Eli has more in the tank though? Why do you think Eli doesn't have more in the tank?
That's where I want to go to.
And Chase, to be honest with you, I think Chase was faster than both of them last night.
That's where I want to go with my second half to that. What I was going to follow up with is I'm playing both you guys like a fiddle right now.
That's okay. Go ahead.
So, jerk you off for a second.
Can we not? Like, I didn't get it yesterday, so I want it now.
Yes, I think there's a little more in there.
Who said I didn't get it yesterday? You asked today.
Whatever.
And to your point,
it's the Lord's Day.
He's going to ride that bike more. He's going to figure out the window and figure out how it works with the setting that they've found and get more time to adapt. Which, that can go up 2-3%, whatever the window is. But on the flip side, everybody gets better. Everybody's still figuring stuff out. You're telling me that Eli and Chase aren't still figuring some things out now that they're into race mode?
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, do you think Eli right now is at his best of the season?
I thought Eli looked great last night, but I'm not sure at Eli's age here how much more I
don't
think
be that
he
guy
has
that pokes the
in the tank.
bear.
Well, listen.
Don't be that guy that pokes the bear.
Look,
that was a fucking... Dude, trust me, that level right there was only to be...
Hey,
oh, yes, but it was only to be bested, in my opinion, by the guy in second.
Well, we all said that, and he raised a level against Chase in that outdoor title. That series.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think if it's in there, I think he can go up a level. I think Eli can go.
I don't disagree with you that I think Jet can be a percent better here, percent better there. But yeah, I agree with Cole. Like, there's no reason to think that a guy like Eli and Chase can't go with him, considering we're only in the second round. We talk about Jed, this and that. Here's another thing to think about too. Like, yeah, the bike was better, but how do we really, like, we're all assuming that they're going to get this bike figured out this season, like where Jet really, really wants it. Mm-hmm. We don't know that.
They're going to get it close.
Look, I'm a Honda guy through and through. You know this. I think you know this, but I can't guarantee you that just because like they got it better this week. What's going to happen when they go East Coast? Because now they've set up a setting for these West Coast rounds with the shit dirt.
Yeah.
We go East Coast. Now they've gone completely the other way, and they might go way too soft.
But the whole offseason, they set it up for the East Coast.
But they're going back
But
to Florida to ride, which is the East Coast dirt, which...
Florida's
a
nothing like
West Coast
Detroit.
setting.
Florida's nothing like Detroit. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. We talk about the bike all the time.
I understand. I just think so.
I think the window can still be closed. A bike is never going to be perfect.
No,
even the bike he was riding last year, you can say whatever the hell you want about it. It probably wasn't perfect.
Did you listen to that interview with Dazzy?
No.
It gave me a lot of confidence that this was A, way better than it was week one, and B, the window that they have here is they're in their window now with this bike.
All right, so my question to you is then, okay, say it takes him a few rounds, he gets a little bit better, but Eli keeps winning. And Jed just gets second, and he just managed things till the bike gets better. We talk about, and we make the joke, whatever you want to talk about, Eric and me, or even Cole, like, oh, he's out of it, this and that. But if Eli continues to win, there's going to be a point where Jet's not going to be able to win. Like, winning, he's going to run out of, mathematically, he's going to run out of time. Because if Eli continues to win and Jed just gets second, or Eli gets second, Jed gets third, Chase wins, whatever. But if Eli continues to ride like this, because I say again, that was the most in control I've seen Eli in a very long time.
But guess what?
Go
ahead. I got to throw this out there. As much as we're gargling Eli right now, there's always one weirdo what the hell Eli ride.
Yeah, where they missed the setup and stink bug it.
Even in his championship seasons, there's always been that one ride where it's like.
But I think they're all going to have that one ride. I don't think Jet's bad rides are done. I agree with that. I don't think Eli's going to. I think Chase is definitely going to do Chase things. Kenny, Coop's going to have. Well,
the only way
I guess Coop really doesn't really have bad rides. He just doesn't get on the box.
The only way I see Chet. Yeah. The only reason.
Wow, that dude would be an animal.
Yeah, he would. Chase and Jet.
The only way I see Jet having another bad round is if we have a mutter.
He had multiple fucked up races last year. What are you talking about?
If we don't have a mutter, then I don't see.
He had multiple bad rounds by his standard last year.
Chet Lexton wins the title.
No. What happened in Seattle, bro?
Hold on. We'll find out. Last year.
No, I'm not talking about where he actually ended up in the finishing. Like, he still had where he made good points. I'm talking about by his standard, he still had bad rounds where he hit the ground. How many times did he crash in Seattle?
I mean, apparently not a lot because he finished third.
And what I'm talking about is to continue with the way this season goes, the way we think it's going to go. It might get to the point, though, that third is just not enough anymore. You're just going to have to beat the guy every time. Because if I'm trying to follow up on if he gets too far behind in points, third is not going to be enough. You're going to have to start reeling off wins, which circles back to my whole point of how long is it going to take them to get this bike going?
Okay, so you think after what we've seen now through 2, okay?
Because Jet
you think by round 8 he won't have a win?
No, I'm saying that if Eli continues to win and Jet doesn't get more than 1 to a certain point, then we're going to have third's not going to be enough anymore. It's going to be like a Stu 09 thing where he's going to have to rattle off win after win after win. Because, dude, he's already 10 down by Eli. Eli goes in and wins again.
How many out of the next 6 do you think Eli wins?
Fuck, he rides like that. He could win all 6 of them. Jet to me, for right now, I have not seen at any point, even with that heat win, as good as he looked last night and as better as he looked than A1, he has not looked like the fastest guy yet at all. And the lap times don't lie about that. And that's the thing is that to me, right now, to beat a guy like Eli with how locked in, even through A1 getting 5th, but the way he rode, and then the way Chase rode at the first round, and even coming back to 6th place, I think you're just going to have to go win. I think you're going to have to win every time. I think that for the first time in a long time, as crazy as this sounds, I don't think just getting points is going to win you a title anymore. I think you're just going to have to straight up be better than those dudes every fucking round. Because right now, to me, those 3, we talk about Coop and like as much as I like Coop and we talk about Coop East Coast,
Do you really not consider Jet was on the same level Eli was last night? Just Eli got the better of him?
What are you talking about? On the level of
Like
speed?
they were
Yeah.
matching each other.
Like, you don't think Jet was on the same level?
No,
as
I think
Eli
Eli
last
was.
night?
I think Eli was a little bit
Nah,
better.
you're wrong on that. You're off. You're off, dude.
How?
He fucking caught him.
Eli caught him and passed him.
I understand.
Eli started in front of him, got
and then
passed,
Jet caught back up. Like,
and then never was able close to ever make a
nah,
pass.
you're way off, dude. Jet will
Okay.
win within the next 2 rounds.
All right. You said he was gonna
I
win
don't-
this week.
I don't think that Eli is going to rattle off. Like, Eli's riding great. Don't get me wrong. But I just don't see Eli rattling off 6 more here. Like, there's just no way. There's too many dudes.
I didn't say he was going to win 6.
I'm just saying, out of 6, yeah, maybe he wins another 1 or 2 out of the next 6. But Jet's going to pick 1 or 2 up also. Chase will probably win another one. There's a probability that Ando fucking shows up
I
at
don't
one
see
of
that.
these rounds.
I don't see that.
I mean, last night, we'll get to that, but last night was definitely a Debbie Downer on that one. But you look at round 1, and then you got Coop there too.
I don't
Who's
think-
the man we also are not talking about here.
I don't think those guys right now are fast enough to beat Chase, Jet, and Eli.
I think they're a little off as well.
I think it's too big of a
I-
gap. I think
Chase,
it's-
Jet, and Eli are the guys. Look at qualifying.
I mean, yeah, I
think that there's
do
too big
agree
of a
with
gap.
I do agree with that, but I also don't agree that I think Eli's just going to rattle these off because I think Chet.
Chet.
Dude, I'm really bad at
So
this
Chase
tonight.
and Jet are going to match Eli. Is
Yeah,
basically what you're
Yeah,
saying.
Exactly.
basically, I think Chet is going to fucking match him here at
I
least.
might name my kid Chet.
Please don't.
And we still don't have that bike dialed in, and it's only, in my opinion, looking at the gap that they spanned from the first week to this week, because last week was fucking terrible, absolutely
bike will
terrible.
never be perfect.
The
They're
bike
just
will never
closed-
be perfect.
they're just gonna
but
close the
but
window.
the amount of gap that they closed in a week, and now you're trying to tell me that they're not going to close that last 1% that he was off last night of Eli? Like, no way. There's no way.
We'll see.
That is almost like a disrespectful thing to say towards them with the career that Jet's had already in the 450 class. Eli's great. Eli didn't go 22-0 or 24-0. Like, he's great, but he's not that. And like, Jet did what Eli does in a year in his rookie season in the 450 class win-wise. Like, Eli wins 8, 9, 10 races in a year. Jet did that rookie season. So, I don't know,
Okay.
man. That, to me, that's like, I don't know. Like, that's just way off base, in my opinion. It's way off base
They
to
have
be
not yet.
like an 8 round, like, in the first half of the season. Because basically the way it works is, I mean, we talk about this all the time. Whatever he is in the first half, he has to make up in the second half, right? And for you to think that he's just going to lose to him for 8 rounds in a row like that,
I didn't say
I
that.
just don't see that.
I didn't say he was going
just
to. I
don't-
didn't say he was going to lose to him 8 rounds. I think it's just there's more to getting that bike dialed in where he is comfortable enough to do that consistently. And this is the first time that they've had to really work on a bike through issues.
Well, he's that uncomfortable, and he freaking
How do you-
got second and caught back up to him last
do
night.
are you agreeing or denying the fact that they closed the window quite a bit?
They closed the window, but once again,
Did it surprise you how much that window
no, because
closed
it's
in a week?
no, because
All right.
it's Jet.
Then
It's
I don't
Jet.
understand how
Well,
you can't.
it's not just Jet. Hunter looked way better as well.
Hunter
did
to
too.
me,
and he was sick.
And he was
Hunter's
blowing
got
gas out of both sides.
Hunter's got bigger issues.
Yeah,
Hunter's got bigger
Hunter's got
issues.
other issues, but
I just think that we're I don't know.
Well,
To
Look,
me,
last week he lost the title in the first round.
He could have. We
And
still
this
don't know.
week,
He's
there's
still
no way he.
Yeah, we
he
still don't know.
beats
We still
Eli.
don't know because I never said he's not going to beat Eli.
Look.
I'm just looking at it as that we're basing off the fact of that we think that bike is going to just all of a sudden get better. Guys, how many times have we seen over the years guys come in with new bikes? And sometimes, did Chase figure out the KTM last year? Tell Outdoors? Nope. Brand new bike to him.
No, but we've
No.
also had conversations
Chase
about
also
Chase.
closed the window last year in outdoors and had
No,
that bike
Outdoors he
looking
did.
sick.
Supercross he didn't.
Supercross he never
Supercross he
did,
didn't.
yeah.
He never closed the gap.
But we also have had conversations about how we think they do with developing bikes in that Sexton camp, and we don't think it's great. Then the Lawrences are not that. The Lawrences
We'll
are
find
good
out.
at that.
We'll find out. We'll
Look.
find out.
I just want to quit disrespecting the guy that got third.
Well, hold on. Before we move on, couple more things.
No,
with Jet.
here
No,
we
no, no,
go.
no, 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 no. Y'all notice he shaved, right? Got rid of the dirt stash.
I
And
don't
stuff.
really pay
Chin
attention to that.
pubes and stuff.
Yeah. So and that, this was
So
something
do you
I
think
noticed.
he's like a new man?
Well, he's trying to go back to old Jet, right?
Oh,
because
my
the
God.
way he does his interviews and stuff, I literally was like, man, it's weird. You like shaved, and now you're trying to be like the fun kid again, right? Which is, I mean, whatever.
Good, bring it
it's
back,
fine.
whatever.
Yeah, bring it back because we'd rather have that than the
So
moody
like the
teenager.
douchey Tic Tac guy is gone.
yeah. It was one of those weird things I just noticed today when I was watching
no.
stuff.
Here's what happened. He knew TikTok was getting banned, so he had to get rid of the TikTok look.
Jesus.
So next week, now that TikTok's back, we'll see if the chin's back.
We'll see.
The crimson chin.
So, all right. Yeah. Anyway, so Cooper Webb third. He
We
was
need to
sick.
quit disrespecting this man because there's 17 rounds and this man's going to be there. Just saying.
So far, so good.
I mean, that first half of that main, he had the pace.
He is very open about how not fast he is.
Well, did you catch obviously you watched the press conference. Weege, his buddy,
Yeah.
they talk. But yeah, you didn't have a great off season. You didn't really ride much. So maybe the wrist or the arm was broke.
No, he did. What the fuck was it? I feel like I had this note somewhere.
Well, they mentioned something about that where he's now coming out and saying very up and down off season and
No,
blah,
he.
blah, blah.
Oh, actually, no. You know who said it? JT said it on Pulp. Steve brought it up, and then JT confirmed it. He had a big one in the off season and was off for a while, like a big one. Mm-hmm. So, because they had to move the photo shoot for Fly. That's how bad it was. He could not ride the photo shoot. So yeah, so he was definitely.
This had to have been before or after Paris, though,
I don't know.
because they obviously were doing the photo shoot before Paris.
Yeah, so it had to be before that. But yeah, no, he had a big one, I
Well,
guess.
Then he had the whole Australian Open thing with his arm. Mm-hmm. So there's no way he didn't.
kind of
feel the
like
effects
Prado
of it.
being hurt the whole time he's been here too.
Pretty much.
Yep. So yeah, no, I don't think he's had as killer of an off season as we all thought.
Well, guess what? Coop's championship years, no matter what, 4th, 5th rounds before he wins. And
This
just-
isn't this year though, right? It was last year. What's the year? 25. Is he even or odd years? Because
on title, winning
Yeah,
titles.
'cause
I think
him
he's
and
odd
Eli
years.
were back.
Odd years, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, so maybe this
2019 to
is his year.
2021.
Yeah, I mean it's an odd year too, if you want to be weird. But man, he's just spooling up, and he's only going to get better.
Yeah, he'll get real good when we go east.
I think we can't sleep on him.
No.
Coming out of the first 2 rounds with a 4th and a 3rd, and not being, confident in yourself, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. Wait till that boy gets some confidence.
Anybody got any thoughts on Eric's comment about him not being a number one rider?
I mean, he's not the number one rider on his own team.
I mean,
so.
I understand, but I'm just like, that was a bold move for a two-time champ, or
I
bold
think-
statement for
I
a
think
two-time
it's-
champ.
Well, because the guy on the Mount Rushmore is also on the team. So.
Well, that's true too.
I think it's tough though, because as much as I don't know, man. I just don't know with Coop this year. As good as he's going to be, and obviously, Cole's right. We get to East Coast, and Coop just gets even better. I just don't know if those guys catch him early. If Cooper Webb is going to be good enough to beat him. Like, he was good enough last year to win those races because he was so consistent, and which is just Coop's thing. He was in that title hunt all the way to fucked up his hand or his wrist or whatever it was, or shoulder, I don't know. Thumb.
we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Some part of his
Something in
fucking
his hand,
part of his fucking arm. But I feel that unless he gets out front and he pulls a 10-second gap somehow, I just don't know if he's going to be good enough to those guys to not run him down.
How far did he make it this one? 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Yeah.
But then look
mean,
how much he got gapped in 10 minutes after the 10
He
minute
got
mark.
gapped pretty good.
And look, if he's still building and he pumped up whatever, that's fine. But dude, when the guys are going a second a lap faster than you, 2 seconds a lap faster, I feel like the stars are gonna have to align for him to win at this point.
Do you think Coop can elevate?
I think Coop can elevate because I definitely don't think this is the best Coop. But the problem is, we just talked about this with Jed and Eli. Like, him elevating, how close is that to even where Coop, Eli, Jet, and Chase are right now?
Chet.
I don't think
We're
it's
calling
ever
him
been.
Chet.
I don't think it's ever been on par with those guys.
I don't know,
but-
man.
No.
2019,
Well, the one year-
2019, yeah, 2019 was. I
Yeah,
think it
he
was
gave
argu-
Eli everything. in a
Yeah,
couple
it
of
was.
those rounds.
You could argue that he might have been the fastest dude that year.
But I still think he's putting himself in a spot to be advantageous for one of these.
He is, but what my question is just how much is going to have to fall in place for him to get a win, though,
A lot.
and that's my problem.
Because there's
I
three
see,
dudes that are
he-
outright faster.
He usually starts his role of winning when a Triple Crown comes around.
Well,
so-
Glendale, you got it in a week, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2
Yeah.
weeks. Glendale.
2 weeks. So, Ken Roxon, 4th place there.
I'm gonna eat a little more crow.
Him and Coop got a little chippy there for
I've never.
not chippy.
So I was watching it, and I had when he ran in on Coop there and hit him
after
with
the finish.
Yeah, I had flashbacks of that arm going in that back wheel, dude.
Dude, we were talking about this last week. Like, bro.
Hey, can we talk about
getting
Lake
a little
Kit, too?
aggressive? I like it.
The black and gold on the yellow Suzuki. I thought that was a
gear?
Lake Kit. Yeah.
Ooh, that it was a Lake Kit.
I thought it was a Lake Kit.
Yep, that
anyway,
was good. That was good.
Anyway, but yeah, Kenny's another one that's right there that I'm like, man, he could win one of these fucking things so easy.
Well, let's go to Glendale.
He could have Triple Crown, man.
I think Kenny's best shot at winning a race is a track like Glendale where he can really carry his momentum.
Yeah. If it's a
turn down and he's
one-line racetrack, Ken can get a start.
I mean, yeah,
make
dude,
2 moves and be gone.
I told Wyman this. The track, in my opinion, last night was technical, but it was only technical because it was so basic. Like
stadium's
how
small.
consistent you had to be lap after lap. Because last night, like if you messed up just a little bit, 3/10 right there.
Yeah.
Because we even saw it on a couple of the heaters during qualifying. Yeah. Like we're watching the stupid thing down at the bottom, and all of a sudden they're green. Somebody pivots out of a corner too hard. The back end comes around on them. 7/10.
God, I like those splits that we get to see. And did you guys see the new thing that they post? Like, I don't know, maybe it's like Wednesday or something, where it tells who was fastest in the main in what sector.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. I like that stuff. So we're getting some good stuff. I do like it.
Yeah.
Before I rant in the in the halftime report, I'll give praise
some
here.
credit.
Kenny-
Kenny.
I think he gets a couple heat race wins. I don't know about mains though, man.
I mean, you take Jet out of the equation, it's no different than 2022 or whatever. But
Yeah. Yeah,
2019.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, he shows up when the lights come on, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, because he don't give a shit during practice anymore at this point.
Nope.
God, dude, it's
He
such a
does
weird
not
thing too,
care.
man. Because like I remember
He
for
used
such
to
a
be
long
so
time,
fast.
Kenny was kind of like Chase was for a long time. He wanted to be on top of the board. It was a confidence boost for him.
Yep.
Do you think Chase and Jet and those guys, since they're like literally putting their lives on the line in qualifying, have some kind of bonus?
I don't know.
I don't think with Eli, but Jet and Chase, it wouldn't surprise me.
If they got a
Probably
bonus in their
Jet.
contract.
If anybody, Jet. If anybody, just because he did it for so much. It was kind of
Yeah.
like we always used to like joke around with AC that year in 2020 where
Yeah.
he was on top of the board, and then it was like, dude, you got to have like a bonus because you're laying it all out the whole
I
entire
wonder if
time.
AC had one. He would probably tell.
Don't remember what he said.
But how wild though was it?
Let's tweet at him.
How
There
wild
you
was
go.
it though after that first qualifier, and then at one point 945, 946, 947, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that.
Dude.
What the hell?
Isaac was screenshotting it and sending it to me. He's like, "This is ridiculous."
I
I'm
don't
like,
know if I've ever
Literally,
seen that.
It was 6, 7, 8,
yeah,
or whatever.
I don't know if I've ever
It's
seen that
wild.
before. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, shout out Kellen Brower on this one as well, but he also made a point like, look at the top 4 and look what numbers they're running. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Bro, I thought about that last night when we had Coop,
Like, the
Eli,
best guys
and Jet
are literally up front.
Yeah. Yeah, super cool. All right, so Hunter Lawrence 5th. Not bad for being sick.
I think
They must have made that bike a little bit better.
Well, I said this last week. I think that I think his body, dude. I think he's got some shit going on behind the scenes. Not just being sick this week. I think that
I mean, he crashed last week.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really know till
He just
after
doesn't-
we did the show.
He just doesn't look good. Like he doesn't when you see him, he physically doesn't look good. He doesn't look like he has a ton of energy on the bike.
Yeah, I don't know. He seemed pretty okay with last week. He's like, dude, literally, if I wouldn't have had that crash, I probably would have been 6th, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. And I'm like, all right. And his dad said the same thing. And his dad was like, dude, I don't know why you kept trying to hammer that line that you did, but I watched that crash come because like what you were doing was bound to happen.
So I want to. I don't know if you want to call this sidetracking or not, but like it has something to do with what you just said. But it's not directed towards Hunter. It's just directed towards anybody racing at a high level.
Sure.
So obviously we all hear that all the time. Like, yeah, man, if I wouldn't have crashed, I would have done this, wouldn't have done that. Well, that's obvious.
Yeah.
But like, and I'm asking you guys for this, but that was my example. Do you guys ever sometimes though hear that shit? Because we all hear it like all the time. You ever guys hear that shit sometimes though, and it kind of irk you a little bit because you kind of go, well, yeah, no shit if you wouldn't have done, but you did.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense?
I understand. I don't know.
It's just a weird thing to say because it's like, yeah, if I wouldn't have done this, wouldn't do that. Yeah, you're probably right, but here's the thing: you did do it, so you can't really say, oh, because it's over with. Like you,
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't bother me that much because I say the same thing when I come off the track. I don't know about you, Cole, but like when I come off the track, I'm constantly like, man, if I wouldn't have done that and that right there, all of a sudden I'm 30 seconds better, and I'm.
But I've just seen so many people like
that.
I've seen so many people that like sometimes people do it for confidence because they're like, oh yeah, I had the pace to do this. Seen it a fuck ton with amateurs at Loretta's, man. I'd always be hearing people like you come through after the 10 after getting top 10 and be like, yeah, if I did, but it's like, dude, you did. And then I would see guys literally just like focus on that so much, like, oh, if I wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have done this. So they're always thinking, well, like, man, if I just replicate that. That's over with. That's not going to happen again. Like that part of the race is over and done now. So you got to move off that. I've just seen so many guys like.
Isn't it like analyzing what you did though?
But it is analyzing. But then their problem is that they would go so far the other way. They would start thinking they're like, man, now I just don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. But what are you doing to fix that? And all they would think about is if I just don't do this, put this in myself. But what are you going to do to fix it?
Yeah.
But they're in their minds, they're just thinking, just don't do that.
Yeah.
But why did you do it? And I've just seen so many guys do that. So, like, sometimes when I hear guys say that, and I know it's just a natural response, sometimes it bugs me a little bit because it's like, okay, yeah, you're probably right, but you did do it.
I mean, I didn't go back and look at to where Hunter was running last week when he crashed, but...
He was inside the top 10. He was
but
like,
if he was, and it's like, you crash. It's like, okay, well, if you don't go down, then, yeah, you probably keep running the same pace you are with the guys around you, and you probably end up...
Yeah.
In that spot, so
I just think when people say that out loud, I think that it doesn't make a difference because it's like, well, you didn't. Okay?
Yeah,
it's kind of like almost like they say it for a soundbite.
Yeah, I
don't know if you want to call that a rant. Not really a rant. I just hear guys say that shit all the time.
Holster co reload rant.
Yeah, but no, I think he obviously looked a lot better, but I think physically he's got some shit going on. Not just being sick.
See. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I haven't really heard anything. But...
Do you still think he can get on the box consistently at this point? Because I don't know.
Yeah, because I think again, same thing with Jay. I think they'll close the window of that bike, and when they do,
but you think he's better than Eli, Chase, and Coop?
No,
I think
he's on a level with Coop, like speed wise.
It depends on if all cylinders are firing.
Yeah,
because I think some nights he's firing on 6 and.
I feel
a couple cylinders out.
I feel like
fuel through it.
I feel like he's kind of like Dunge, like he's a diesel and he builds. So like as we go further into the season,
he builds until it drops a valve or something,
and then
builds till it explodes.
Yeah.
Did you tweet at AC?
Yeah, but I'm also.
Did he tweet us back?
I got on Twitter or X or whatever, got distracted.
Oh boy,
shocking.
Because
no surprise here. Look at some.
We're going off on some weird stuff right now.
There is porn on X. It's weird.
So the Trump coin went astronomical. The meme coin.
Yeah, of course it did. This is gonna be like the Hawk.
Okay, you saw it, right?
And she's a cunt.
They literally just like 10 minutes ago during the inauguration or whatever launched a Melania coin. So if you missed out on the
not happening yet, it's tomorrow
or whatever. If you missed out on the Trump coin, now they launched a Melania coin. So
are they going to launch a Baron?
And now I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, maybe I can double X my money.
Are they going to launch a Baron and Kai Trump coin too while they're at it?
Know. Anyway, let's continue here. So Sexton,
hang on. Not financial advice, but would you mess with that kind of stuff or just let it be?
I just let it be.
Dave Portnoy made $1 million in 12 hours.
Well, that's nice for him, but he can also afford to lose $1 million, and I cannot.
Yeah,
so
that's kind of
out.
You don't even have $1 million.
Yeah, I'm buying whole guy.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, so it was after Hunter.
Sexton 6th.
Yep.
That was a good ride to come back after that. After gooning out in that corner, looked like me.
Again, robbed of a hell of a race because he was right in there in the mix with those two guys.
Dude,
I just can't get over his fucking.
But he didn't tuck the front this time though.
Well,
wasn't really
that.
tucking the front.
Dude, that bike carves. That bike looked really good.
Well, the fact that he even tried to go that far to the inside in the pack, like, shows that he is comfortable in that front end.
Yeah, watching the heat race, just the way that turn that Ricky was talking about all night. Like, oh, that corner, I'm telling you.
Okay, which one are you guys talking about? Which 90? Because there's so many.
The big triple where
Before
Chase
the
almost
triple?
got landed on.
Before the triple
landing.
Oh, and that little off camber where Jet was jumping over the off camber before the other triple. Okay, so you come down the far line into the right-hander. Yeah, you're talking about that one?
Before that, like, weird little step thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I watched that bike in the heat. He landed it in there, and it just stuck. And then the way he was just, like, carving through those bowl turns by the mechanics area.
I look at the right-handed 90 before the triple, like the triple, before you come across the start, how he was literally turning inwards and basically coming across in the middle of that straightaway. Last year, there's no fucking way he would have done that without pushing the front end.
Very, very comfortable on that bike.
But when he would get in and get the bike leaned over, like how much commitment he had to knowing that front end was going to stick all the way through with no rut forming right there, just I don't know, man. That was, and he got into it really early because a lot of guys like you would think like, oh, you got a wide transition to the inside, you could just kind of like square it off and straighten out. But he started doing it like right at the qualifier, at the very first one, and I'm like, holy fuck, dude! Like he's making up so much time there.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how we were kind of shitting on Kier and his dad and all that on setting up a bike. I don't know who they brought into their corner or whatever they did, but they got that thing.
Yeah, it's better. It's better.
I mean, dude,
and it's good.
He, once again, man, like 2023 qualifying chase is back.
Speed's there.
It's back, dude. Oh,
that's a confidence thing for him too.
Yeah,
Speed's
100%.
So, no, it just sucks that he went down and then that's what happened. But that's part of racing. That's what happens when you get a shit start.
Yep.
But I guess the start really wasn't that shitty. He was like fourth or fifth.
Do you guys think at any point though, do we actually get to see those three go at it?
Yeah.
Or do you?
We're gonna get that.
We're getting it next weekend.
You think? Because like we talk about this all the time, and I think we're gonna have some insane battles for first and second.
No,
but like,
there's-
how often do we ever really get those three like freight training from
there
the
is-
When's a Triple Crown?
There is gonna
Glendale, 2 weeks.
be a point we're gonna have the
We're gonna
number
have it.
1, 2, 3, and 4 battling.
All right, so
And I'm gonna go Ricky here, and the reason that I say that is those three guys are durable. They're gonna be there.
Is this going to be like a Ricky, Stu, Chad thing the whole entire season?
Yeah,
I
that'd
mean,
be
we talk
so
about
sick.
Coop and Kenny,
Oh my
but like,
God.
I think we
Yeah.
might get to a point where it's like a Stu, Chad, Ricky. And I don't know what
but
season.
even though it was Stu, Chad, and Ricky, Chad was always distant third. I think these guys. These guys are all right there.
Yeah.
Man, the crazy thing is like, what do you? What the fuck? You stop
Squeezing my
Stop
cup.
doing that.
What's wrong?
Like it'd be James, Ricky, Chad, and
Stop doing that.
and Chad would get a win if there's a boat in the middle of Dallas.
Stop.
Whoa, bro.
Stop.
It's my
All right.
cup.
Here, fidget with that.
That's worse.
Somebody on Facebook Marketplace told me anything could be a dildo if you use your imagination.
No, that's a butt plug.
Wow, you guys.
The thing that scares the thing
Great
that
radio.
scares me a little bit though with those three at this point though is if they are 1, 2, 3, like the level that those three are going to go to.
You guys are rated R, man.
This is terrible. I don't know what the fuck. I've been doing this all night.
I
dude.
know, but I
And-
just not noticed out of my peripherals.
Just keep the kids off the show. Don't
All
let them
right.
watch.
Dude, though, his lack of situational awareness, rolling triples, fucking shocks me.
Well, dude, I'm telling you, it's because he used to work with Stu, and Stu had no race IQ.
I mean, it's just like last night he rolls right under fucking what's his nuts. Then you go back to Vegas SMX. And he gets fucking landed on because he's hooking a right.
Bro, this is like
Yeah,
a
well,
Stu
and
And I'm
Travis
just like,
Preston
bro, what are
06
you
thing.
doing?
Well, here's what Chase needs to prove to me in Supercross. That is, he proved it to me outdoors. But most of his Supercross wins come on the heels of just come on the heels. Come on,
Sometimes.
Yeah, come on the heels.
easy. Come on the heels of getting a start and just having a little bit of chaos behind him, and then he's just gone. I don't know if I've ever seen him get a win where he comes through the pack. And
Supercross.
in Supercross.
haven't seen
Supercross,
him
because we
eat.
obviously saw it all outdoors. pretty much.
Can you guys think of a time? Or am I on the right track with that?
Justin's better at this shit than me, though.
I mean, and that's
2023,
where,
I'm
no.
week by week.
that's where his Supercross race IQ concerns me a little bit. Like, I think he just knows how to get out front and go. Mm-hmm. Like, if he's back behind, a guy like Jet or Eli or whatever, is he gonna be able to figure them out in a Supercross setting?
I think he's just going to get to the point that he's just going to take him out.
I mean, outdoors. I mean, he figured out how to beat and pass Eli. Did he not? Or
I mean, everybody. I mean, he did it to everybody last year, but yeah, in 2022. I mean,
yeah, I mean, Supercross, he needs to prove that to me. That's where I'm at with it. I want to see him win a race without having chaos happening behind him, and he just kind of rides off to the sunset.
I mean, yeah, I agree. But I mean, however you got to
Fair.
win races, man, because like, I mean, his starts have been pretty good to this point. So if he keeps getting good starts, like outside of the bonker shit that happened last night in the main, like he might just never have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I
we've
mean-
already seen it enough with Eli and Jet, but like,
God, I'm so bummed he crashed because he would have came through the pack with those guys, and all three of them would have passed Cooper Webb in the same corner.
I think Glendale is gonna be wild though. I think Glendale is gonna be a little gnarly.
Probably.
Yeah, as long as these boys stay healthy, knock on wood.
All right. Stu is 7th. Okay. Just
That's
happy
my-
to be here.
Rocky Mountain
Happy
Fantasy.
to not be on the ground this week.
Happy to not
He will
almost break my arm.
Felt like he was in A1 here because he didn't really get going last week. So
Fun fact, he's been the RM Fantasy wild card 2 weeks in a row.
that's fucking awesome.
I picked him this week. Thank you.
Barsha 8th.
Just kind of doing Barsha things.
Just Barshan.
Okay.
When's the last time you seen the Baker's Factory go 7 and 8?
last
a
year.
lot the last few years.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, every year they hasn't had a top guy because he bought him.
Or it'd be like a
Yeah.
1-9, and then be like RV and Jake Weimer.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lit kit for Stu, by the way. That I like that gear.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. Dylon, 9th.
Better.
Hey,
good in the heat race, too.
That heat race was feisty. I was
He,
like, he's kind of alive here.
And I honestly, there was a point where he was battling back and forth with Malcolm, and I'm just like, Dylan's going to take him out. He's not going to mean to. He's going to get sketch as fucking the whoops, and he's
Yep.
going to take them both out.
Yep.
And to my pleasant surprise, he did not do it.
Yeah. Where you at on the gold wheels?
I hate them. I
Love
know
it.
everybody. I love throwback shit, especially the '80s Honda factory bikes. I hate gold wheels in general.
Love it.
I hate it.
Yeah. How about yellow on the Suzuki? That's different.
That's different.
Matches
That's
your sweatshirt.
yes. No. Close.
All right. Savachi, 10th.
Just good. Fine.
Hey, that's better than last.
Better.
Good hate race. Good
Better
heat
than
race.
cleaning the Beta Benny out.
I think everybody's going to clean out Benny at some point this year.
was funny. Beta on their actual Instagram page.
Yes.
They posted a video of the throttle tube and said Joey Savachi or
Was
whatever.
here.
And Joey obviously had it sent to him.
Yeah.
And said, "Are you going to mail it to me or deliver it to me in person?"
That's fucking awesome. Good old Joey. Justin Cooper, 11th.
That was a little bit of an off night for him, in my opinion.
Think he flew private or?
I don't know. I already mentioned it though, but him hitting that quad's impressive.
Didn't know that
Nobody
either.
else
Real
did that.
impressive.
Like
I
I was
didn't know
wondering
that
if
either.
somebody was going to do it,
Yes,
and
me
he
also.
wasn't the guy that I thought was going to do it.
I'll tell you, it was impressive watching those dudes roll that inside in the sand and then hit that pocket enough to jump over that first corner
That
there.
looked like such a fun jump.
It
though,
looked
sitting
fun,
there.
but I'm like, man, dude, you have to be going so fast in that sand and then literally just peg it.
I think that's why everybody started going left.
450, dude.
I think that's why
Yeah.
everybody started going left, though, because you could hang the front wheel over and it would just drive into the pocket
Yeah.
instead of like bouncing you into the face.
Prado, 12th.
Just
Just who he is.
Just who-
I
This
think
is
this
who
is-
he is.
I think this is
No,
who he
Is
is.
this who he is?
for West Coast. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't. Like I said, I think he's gonna get better as the East Coast, but I don't.
Lit
I,
kit.
I don't.
Alright.
The lit
Lit
kit
kit award.
Fucking
just-
lit kit, bro.
No, I'd put that away.
Nope.
Who you doing?
What happened? What happened to this guy?
Who?
Jason Anderson.
Look,
Oh,
I'll
what
tell
one?
13th.
Look,
Oh,
I
I
stand
don't
by
know.
this. I've said it over
like-
and over again. It hurts my heart to see Jason Anderson sucking because I like the guy.
Because your paycheck says
No,
Kawasaki.
it has nothing to do with that.
Well, your backpack says otherwise.
well,
but
it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. I got a
Alpine
Dirt
Star.
Studio shirt
I
on.
was that Alpine Star shirt.
What is that?
It's a fucking heater, bro.
I don't know,
Just let it
man.
roll.
Cole's always been kind of on the Ando train.
I mean, I just like the guy because he's creative. Like he's into stuff. Like if I were to hang out with somebody, I would hang out with the guy. I feel like.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then that's kind of why I
You
like.
listen to EDM music?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you-
mean, he has an EDM track that he actually made. Did you know that?
No.
It's called. It's on SoundCloud. So if you're into EDM music, it's on SoundCloud and it's called. I don't know. It's under El Hombre though, but it's a mix he made when he was dating that little EDM girl for a little while. But it's
Reminds me of-
actually pretty good, dude. So I think it's called Ambient Volume 1. Go listen to it. But if I ever saw him, I'd be like, hey, when's Ambient Volume 2 coming out? But,
I feel like Ando would have been the perfect person to grow up racing in the 90s.
oh, 100%. But
Yeah.
Ando, like, I'd still stand by this, and I've said it a few times, is Jason Anderson died when Team Fried died. Like, OG Team Fried.
Yeah.
Like, ever since that 2022 season, he had Tom
That was the
Dornay, had all the boys there, had whoever the other guy was, and vibes were high at the races. They were laughing, they were having a good time, like making cool videos, making cool shit, which he thrives off of. I mean, look at the gear and all that kind of stuff that he does.
Yep.
And he doesn't have that outlet anymore. And
You're right.
I'm telling you, dude.
You're right. I don't say this at all. Justin can attest to this. You're right. You're
I can't
fucking
tell if
wrong
you-
about Jet, but you're right about Jason
I can't tell
Anderson.
if he's being a smartass.
No,
or
he's being
not.
serious.
No, I am.
He's being legit.
I'll
Yeah.
just go beat off
You
your
can
cup
look him
more.
in the eyes and know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
Can you look me in the eyes?
Look at my eyes.
Look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes. That's weird that you're stroking that.
It's that reminded me of that episode of Fantasy Factory back in the day where they go see the gazer. They just gaze into that guy's
This
eyes.
is definitely how we get off topic.
This is way how we get off topic.
there's some gazing going on here, but
Glazing?
Gazing.
gazing, but
Gazing with a Y.
definitely not a good look for a guy that wants to get his contract renewed.
Yeah, not at all.
Because he was kind of in eighth, and I don't know if he went down, just started sucking. But
I haven't heard anything yet. So, I don't know.
I almost feel like he just got that, and he does this. He gets that I don't give a shit attitude and just gives up.
Maybe try to hit that quad into the corner in fourth gear like Jay Coop was.
Dude, I see him just. God, that shifter. That poor shifter.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my god.
That poor shifter. But
All right. Justin Hill, 14th. Rough night. Vince Freeze, 15th.
Hey, can we talk about Vince in the main with Eli and Jet?
Not getting out of the way?
You missed this?
Not getting out of the way?
Yes, you missed Eli almost dying.
Yeah, no, I saw it. Not getting out of the way. Vince
Like,
Freeze.
what the hell?
Impossible for him to not be involved.
He
in
almost
fucking
got
something.
smacked with the blue flags. He was on an island by himself. 15th is a good ride for Vince. Good fucking rider. And
He's a good effing rider.
Good fucking rider.
Good
dude,
effing rider.
and then I don't know if a lot of people didn't catch it because they don't stick around for like the post race show, but it shows Jet and Eli like going into the tunnel, like kind of talking to each other, and Eli just goes, "I don't know, what the hell was he doing?" So obviously they were talking about Vince, because Vince held Jet up as well. Like,
yeah, he held both of them up.
It's just kind of what Vince does.
But one other thing on top of that, which kind of proves Eli's fitness or whatever, he heart rate through the roof there, panic mode. And still held it together.
Yep.
So,
all
come
right.
on, Vince.
Benny, 16th.
Vince.
Shane, 17th.
Shane Sins. Hey, I watched one of his vlogs for the first time. You watch those?
No. Is it good?
Not bad. I mean, he's kind of a Manila guy.
I heard he made like 200, 250K in Australia last year,
Good for him.
No, that's great.
which is why he signed with this team. 'Cause
Shane's
he
a good
didn't
dude.
want to change teams.
What about
Shit.
the World Supercross thing?
Maybe
How
it
much-
was between the two of them. Between
Either way.
World and
Either way.
Australia.
So he's kind of paying for his own deal? Or
No, that's how much he made riding for that quad lock Honda team. That's why, because he had an offer to go to whatever, what is it, Mad Parts Cowie or whatever
Yeah,
for
he was
Supercross.
riding for them in outdoors.
Yeah, and he literally was like, no, I don't want to change teams. So that's why he did, because he's only on like a 6 or 7 race deal right now, unless they can find some funding in Supercross here. But he wants to go back and do that stuff because he made so much money doing it.
yeah,
Good
I
for
mean,
him.
for him too, like we always kind of give him some shit, like because he says the Mud Rider thing gets a bunch of confidence and all that kind of thing. But
I'm ready to go, baby.
But, dude, he looked phenomenal in those races. Obviously, he was on a 250, but he looked like McGrath in 96. But where does he go if he's on a comfortable program, and where can he be?
yeah.
And by the way, that setup looks good. I like the look of that team a lot.
Yeah.
I think the rules should change. He should be able to ride 250s in Supercross.
I'm with you. I'm
Me
with you.
too. Colt Nichols actually made the main. Surprise, surprise. 18th.
He does not look comfy on that bike.
Not at all. I
No, I
think
agree.
that's karma getting him, to be honest with you. After that whole, after the whole McElrath thing, getting booted because they signed him type
Oh.
deal. I think this is karma biting him in the ass here, to be honest with you.
I honestly think that just wrist is always going to be fucked.
Well, that could be a
Well,
thing
you better
too.
head on over to his house with some sage and just smoke it out.
I pray a lot. I don't use.
Okay.
I'm
All I
not
know
a
is I don't know
witch or
about that
wizard. I
Cruella
pray.
DeVille Liette gear. Fucking 101 Dalmatians spotted
You
gear.
didn't like that? That yellow spotted
Nah,
stuff? I thought it was okay.
Leah always does. There's always at least one piece of gear in their line that goes back to like South African heritage.
Yeah.
So it's like a cheetah. is
Got
what
it.
it's supposed to be.
Okay.
I'm just
that
saying,
makes
I think
sense.
the gear is odd.
Oldenburg 19th.
Good for Oldenburg, man.
Yeah,
Just
on
getting
the
in main.
pizza.
Quietly, and both of them on the beta.
Beta.
Yeah, wasn't he? He was running 10.
I don't know.
He
was
was a
running
really
time.
good qualifying.
Yeah,
in
he was like
A1.
10th in qualifying or
Yeah.
something.
Chiz 20th. Our boy-
Just like getting rid of those demons on the gate. You
Yeah.
see that?
Bro,
Yeah, he's
okay,
always
so
doing
it's
that.
funny. Okay, so since we're at the end, I wanted to touch on this. It's funny that you bring that up, though, where he goes like this, because for whatever reason, I was looking back through like the timeline of X, and you had posted on this the video of Chiz going like this, and you just like captioned it out. What?
On my timeline?
Yeah, no, like the show's X timeline, and you
Yeah,
put
that's
one,
ours.
Yeah,
That's
but
me.
You, yeah, well, so you put a video
That's
of
me.
that up.
I do that.
You put a video of that up, and you just go, "What?" as the caption, and then they like just I had that in front of Brain, and then they just happened to pan to him, and I'm like, "Wow!"
Here it
like,
comes.
I'm like, "What the fuck is happening right now?"
Yep.
And he's just going like this, and I'm like,
Emily was watching it. Was like, is that guy tweaking?
Yes.
And I was like, no, he's visualizing the first 3 corners. And then they did the LCQ, and he was in second. And I was like, see, he visualized it.
The funny thing though is when he does that with his arm, it's always like dead center on the bars, and he's just like.
It's goofy, but it works.
But yeah, I mean, do whatever you got to do. Like Vince does the whole thing where he literally just hits the steering
So
stop
what-
every time.
So what do you think of the X feed? A little out there? Good?
it's fine.
Bad?
Whatever.
Give me some
Were
feedback.
you out there lurking on X now?
I just look at it sometimes.
Oh,
I
he's
look at
lurking.
it- I look at it
This
sometimes.
is how he knows there's so much porn on there.
Yeah, exactly.
My man got a Pornhub got on X.
Yeah, I
There he
mean,
is.
no Pornhub. I mean, I think it looks fine. It's good.
Cool. Interact with it sometime.
Yeah, I mean, what?
Do you have an account?
No,
Oh,
You liar.
you got an Instagram account?
no.
He's got a burner for sure.
Facebook?
Although Instagram has gotten to the point where you
Bumble,
wouldn't have to have
Facebook dating?
You wouldn't have to have an account, and you could look at stuff. And now they're making it where like you can't even watch videos anymore without having an
Well,
account.
you better make a burner,
Better make
buddy.
a burner,
Something.
buddy.
Kind of like Wyman does, has a burner on YouTube.
No, it was real.
No,
it
it was
actually had his
Wyman.
name.
No.
It was
Yeah,
Wyman.
we figured out that it is actually Wyman does actually have an account. But
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Anyway, Moran's 21st and AP DNF for 22nd.
Rode back to the pits pretty early.
Yeah,
Wheels
how
are
you guys
coming
feel
off.
on that?
This is not a great start.
Wheels are coming off right now.
The wheels are coming off the bus.
Coming on some buses.
The renewal of that contract's not looking
Well, good thing he's going to go hang out in the woods.
So where would he go?
Retire.
GNCC.
Hair scrambles.
I'm not
You
sure.
think he just gets out of it? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Where does he go?
I don't know, because that KTM factory squad, as far as the off-road program, is just pretty much full at this point.
Yep.
And they got a lot of bad dudes in that program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's been your 450 race recap brought to you by our friends at Gutter Works. I want to thank all our members for tuning in up there. I've been looking at some of the comments here.
We got some.
We got some.
Let's hear it.
So-
As we enter the halftime report, let him rip.
Yeah, well, I mean, so JMats 144 and David came in with some Deeks comments, which again we'll get to when we get to the 250s here. David said, I think Tomac, Jet, and Sexton are all going to have a great year, and it's going to go. It's going to be an awesome battle between those three. Couldn't agree more, David. He also said, didn't take long for me to start gargling Jetty again. You're absolutely right.
Was that Haberman? Was that Sean Haberman?
No. That's David. David Sparby. David is an active member. Had a nice conversation. Broke his neck at like 16. Had two 900-pound hay bales. His parents have a 5,000-acre farm.
That's fun.
5,000 acres.
Yeah, that's what I
Wow.
said. I was
It's
like,
like
that's
Montana.
incredible.
So it's his
in
dad.
New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you sure his last name isn't Dutton?
Yeah, exactly. It's a Yellowstone. Like, I'm confused.
Wow.
Ralph is on here.
Ralph
Said, what
Shaheen?
did I
Ralph
miss?
Shaheen?
No,
shit.
not Ralph Shaheen.
Awesome.
Oh, what do we got? Unable to connect.
Oh, yay. You got it? Okay, hit that reconnect.
God, Ralph Shaheen follows
said,
the show.
Ralph said, what did I miss? Not a whole
Everything,
lot.
man.
Just basically the
Ralph,
450
you
race
missed
recap
a lot
here.
of jet gargling.
Bro, you missed
man
it.
across the table over here.
J-Mats again said, not saying it would have made him keep up with Jet and Eli, but Cooper had an issue spraying out of both ends Saturday. Actual quote, LOL. David said, yeah, I heard Webb wasn't feeling good at all. I said, spray and pray, double laughy face emoji.
Should probably stop eating Chinese food.
Pray and pray. Dude, I put this Red Bull in there like, I don't know, 30 minutes ago. Frozen
It's
solid.
a freezer.
Well, I didn't think it was going to freeze that
Did
quick.
you think it was a freezer or a refrigerator?
Well, I knew it was a freezer.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
Ain't
All
nothing
right.
like a nice cold
Maybe
Red
you should
Bull.
stop eating sushi from the gas station.
Let's get to our Complete Racing Solutions halftime report for the week here. Anybody got anything?
Nope.
Well, where do you want to start?
Okay, go ahead. Wherever you want to go.
Well, one, let's start with I made it into the building without falling.
Oh my god.
Two.
So hey, hold on. Before we move on from that,
Okay.
I told Justin got here, right? I pulled in. We were having a discussion at the house, so I was a little later than anticipated. I pull in. I said, I better shovel and fucking salt for dipshit before he gets here. Then I realized when I came back, because I had to take some dog food down because we're babysitting my parents' dog, right? Then when I came back, I was like, you know what? I probably shouldn't shovel and put
little
salt
more
down
traction.
because there's more traction in the snow right now.
Yeah.
So I just left it. So I'm glad that you got in here without issues this week.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, your attorney didn't even contact me this week because I think I poked all the holes I needed to in the show last week.
Yeah.
In fact, in re-listening to the show, I was laughing at myself for how easy it was to poke holes in your lawsuit.
Well, my attorney,
oh boy,
I got him on Craigslist, so that's probably why
that's a problem. Was it
Does he do crack?
men seeking men here?
Does he do crack?
Maybe.
Probably.
Two, we didn't get into it last time.
Vacuum review.
Apparently, you had some vacuum talk.
Oh my god, are we really gonna do this?
Wait, I had some vacuum talk?
Yeah, you said
No.
that you got some feedback from from some listeners, maybe.
Listeners were in the comments saying that they have Kirby's and they fucking love them.
That's it.
There was a lot of positive Kirby
They
feedback. in the
also
comments.
thought my mom said that
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
what'd
one
your
of
mom
the
say?
funniest segments we've ever done was you telling the Kirby vacuum story.
I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't think it'd be that good.
I told Ashley in person, she also got a good laugh out of this
Yeah,
fucking
she didn't
story.
want to listen to my voice.
Yeah, something like that.
Is that what it is?
something like that?
What is it?
It's your monotone.
Your monotone.
I am monotone?
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
It's fine. There's a lot of people that are monotone.
Sometimes that. Why do you think I come in hot, baby?
I guess I'll work on that.
It's all right,
I
dude.
am a little monotone.
It's all right. Not everybody's cut out for everyone, okay?
I guess
it's not a big deal.
I've
been recommended podcasts before that people are like, these are great. I start listening. I'm like, I cannot do this. This is not for me. It happens, dude. It's not a big deal.
Well, I guess I'll just come in with a little more.
Just be excited. Just be excited.
I need to be as enthused about the show as I was about the vacuum.
Yeah.
Is what I need to do.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I'm
there you go.
trying to sue
There you
Travis.
go.
I need
Yeah.
everything just needs to be the vacuum.
Yeah, just think of the vacuum when you're talking.
Just think about sucking it all the time.
Hey. You know what else I'm thrilled about?
Oh, God, what?
I got a KX 250 two-stroke.
There you go.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Follow Cole along this summer with his build.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I want to know from the people here.
Oh, boy.
I play around on YouTube a little bit.
A little bit.
Would you rather see an 03 KX 250 built? Come over here, let Travis powder the frame up, maybe powder some other things, and
That was
or
weird.
a YZ 125. What's cooler? What do you think?
I mean, I'm
I
partial
got
to...
two bikes. You talk about projects stacking up. I got
What year was he, 125?
2016.
Oh, dude, you got to go with the 252 stroke. If you just said older, especially like Steel Frame Gang, I'd have been all about it. But
Yeah,
I mean, I'm partial
alright.
to 252 strokes. But I don't know, man. People are all about 125s these days.
Well, the two banger I'm excited about. I just want a Cowie sitting in the garage to look at too.
You should.
I'll ride it a couple times.
Look, bro, you should do a vlog series from start to finish, going through the summertime.
Well, if some of the listeners would watch, I'll do it and put my time into it. But it's pretty hard to film yourself and do that kind of stuff, honestly.
Yeah,
No,
it
it's
is.
not. Just take time lapses.
Time lapse is the move.
Time lapses.
That's what that Tyler Monaghan guy does quite a bit.
He's pretty good at it,
If you
though.
watch some of his.
Yeah.
Pretty good at it, though.
Cameron Nimala stuff, R.I.P. by the
yeah, I
way.
was about to say, that's a bummer, dude.
Yeah, that's a big
bummer,
bummer. I
but,
saw that, too.
Yeah, the guys out at MX Revival are doing a pretty cool build. They took I think it was his 125 that Cameron did, and I don't know if they're going to like rebuild it or do like a tribute thing, but they have that CR 125 that Cameron did.
Cool.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Guess that's it for Vacuum Talk. Vacuum Talk was good, dude. We even had some Vacuum Talk in the comments last week.
Yeah.
All right, so can we get into your rant now?
I got a rant as well.
Okay. Holster coat reload rant. Go ahead.
Fire it off.
Okay, dude. Okay. So
You just said like 10 words without actually saying anything.
I know I'm good at that.
Yeah,
sometimes.
pour another drink.
What
Jesus.
the fuck is the name of the kids that they're gonna have riding Supercross this year?
SMX next.
Oh, are you talking about crazy juniors' names?
What?
What?
No, I'm talking about the SMX next thing.
Oh,
Yeah, and I didn't even know that was a-
thought you were going
Nah.
on like what kind of crazy kids are there in KTM
no,
I
no,
juniors?
didn't
I
even
don't
know
give a
that
fuck
was the
about that.
thing. And then I saw it come across the screen because I was like, oh, futures. And I don't pay attention to like when names change. And I saw futures. And then I saw at the bottom it said SMX next. And I'm like,
Have you heard anything about the rounds that's going to be at?
Glendale's the first one. Glendale, all the Triple Crowns. Glendale, Arlington, Birmingham.
Okay.
Daytona, I think it's East Rutherford. Either that or Foxborough, and then obviously the last round, so 6. So all the Triple Crowns, so that hasn't changed. Daytona, because it was one at Daytona last year, and then Salt Lake. So the only new one is no, actually it's all the same, because Foxborough was the other one last year as well.
I'm just like, okay.
But the SMX next thing, like I didn't even know they changed the name.
I think
I
that's
found out
stupid.
last night during the broadcast.
Yeah, so
think
did I.
Futures is way better.
I think Futures is better.
Future. I liked Futures.
Well, it's
I
good.
understand you can't be married to the name of a company. I'm cool with that. That's fine. But bro, could we have dropped this like maybe 3 weeks ago before the fucking season started? Like, come on.
Like this honestly and I don't know if you remember this because you weren't following the sport at the time, but Cole definitely remember it. Yeah, you remember back in fucking 07 where we just decided we're gonna start calling them MX Lights and the motocross class.
Well,
and I love how Chad still calls
not the motocross class, the Supercross class.
No,
Yeah,
the
but
450 class was the motocross class.
But the craziest.
What?
Yeah.
I literally just heard somebody talking about this the other day about him calling it Supercross,
Hey.
and they were like, "Wait, you're going to Supercross race to watch the Supercross class? What the fuck are you talking about?"
You want to know what makes me feel old?
What?
Is people were arguing with me about Deegan, and I was like, he hasn't even raced the 250 class yet, or something. And they were like, or whatever, and they didn't realize that it used to be 125s and 250s.
Oh boy.
The kids don't even know 252 strokes
people
existed.
call me old because I
boy.
still say 250Fs, but I say the F part. Growing up in a time where 250,
yeah, it was a 250F.
Tom and
Yeah.
me were talking
But
about this
we
years
still
ago.
call it the lights class, though. That stuck.
That did stick pretty well.
But it's funny when Chad talks about that because I guarantee there's fans out there that when he says lights bikes, people are like, What the fuck is he
Yeah.
talking about lights bikes?
Look, I don't have a problem with changing the name, but bro, let's drop this before the fucking season starts, okay? Because
but come up with a better name.
They talked
SMS
about.
next ain't good.
no,
they-
it's stupid. It's too long.
I mean, it does rhyme. I do like that. Like,
Yeah,
like
but
I think it
Futures-
flows okay. Futures, I liked Futures better. SMX next, okay, fine. But drop it before the season and give us the fucking schedule, okay? This is the same thing. Like, okay, when do we find out when next year's Super Bowl is or where it is?
Early.
We already know.
Yeah.
They've already dropped it.
I don't know.
Where the
No,
2026
it's early.
one is
It's
gonna be?
early. It's early. They find out it pretty early.
I mean, you find out.
Yeah, you
probably
find out
like
before
when
the-
the Super Bowl is, right? They say when next year's is.
I think they are. I think you can probably find
I'm gonna
out.
go take a leak real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Let me Google this.
But what also, I think it's just they're trying to. I don't dumb it down too much, and I think this is more on the NBC side, Peacock side, than what it is like the actual guys in the broadcast, like JB and all them.
I don't blame.
I
But
think they're-
SMX next, they're trying. I think that's from up above, and same thing with this is super corny to me, but it's
We already
Yeah.
know where and when next
Right.
year's Super Bowl is.
But the-
Okay, this is one thing that bugs me too
Cut me
about
off.
I know.
about the SMX rounds. Is like, hey, we announced the Supercross schedule, the motocross schedule. We kind of basically have most of the time anyway, because it pretty much doesn't change most of the time. But then we get, the SMX rounds. We're going to announce them, early next year. Just fucking tell me.
All right, go ahead. So you can go to bathroom.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's corny to us core fans, and I don't know if you guys feel the same way on this, but when they were like talking about each guy on the line, and they called it around the berm,
Yeah, no, that's stupid.
like that was
So-
kind of lame.
Yeah.
I feel like they're
And
just.
again, I think that comes from the NBC guys trying to like cross over to football and shit like that because they got that show called Around the Horn.
or the huddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, dumb shit like that.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I feel like they're trying to be too much.
Is that corny to
No.
football people?
No,
I don't know.
No, dude, football fans fucking eat that shit.
Or
up.
do we have to just get used to it?
I think it's just one of those things, and I think you're seeing it all in motorsports right now. But like, because of the times, the way social media is, everything has got to have something attached to it. Like everything you
Yeah.
see,
That
everything
makes
you
sense.
do has to have something attached to it. And I do think you're right. I think this is coming from up top. They're like, oh, these sports do it, and we should do it too because they're doing it and they're popular. So we want to be popular, and we can just never like let things be.
Yeah, maybe we'll start calling the pit reporters in the rut.
I'm gonna
They're
start
out.
calling.
They're out there in the rut.
I'm just gonna keep
getting
calling
it.
them track snacks.
track snacks.
Track snacks.
Man, this guy,
Dude,
needs
I don't know, man.
Can we just transition into getting this guy a girlfriend?
Yeah,
Oh
so
my God.
so
Jesus
Justin's
Christ.
single, everybody. He makes
and then we'll get into my rant.
how much
after
you
I go
make?
take a
150,000 a year?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, makes ladies or
That's
guys
not
out
true at
there
all.
who have ladies that are single that they know. My man,
I really thought you were about to go guys out there that have girlfriends that want to be single.
Look at
my
this guy,
man
he's getting
over
pretty
here.
red.
My man over here makes about 150K a year, successful.
His face is Honda red right
now,
now.
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. The dragon, not as impressive, but it's okay.
He has no idea what my dragon
It's like
looks
this,
like.
okay? Like we're just gonna drop
Oh
this
my
one out
God,
there.
Jesus Christ.
It's fine.
This is
He'll
definitely-
make up for it in the money and love and affection he will give you.
Yes. So, if anybody out there has a nice woman that's single, looking for
DM the pictures to our X account.
Yep.
I don't want anything to do with this.
and we're gonna find Justin.
We're
some
gonna find
love.
Justin some love. We will film it. We will put it in the members area.
and we are definitely stealing this from Pulp and Dark Side and Quizquifa, and they already did this with Dark Side. But
You say
Everyone
Queefa?
hates us.
we're gonna find love,
Everyone hates us.
love for Stub,
Love for Stub.
love for Stub, love in this club.
Love in this club.
Say Usher.
Want to
Love.
make love in
Yeah.
the club.
Can we continue
We're
on?
making
Club.
love in this.
Hey.
We're making
In
love
the
in this
club.
club with Stub.
Hey.
So Stub, I want to know 3 biggest things you're looking for in a woman.
I'm not having this conversation on
Tits,
camera right now.
ass, and lips, and not the ones on your face.
Just three basic things, or you don't want to
Yeah,
get into
actually, that's very true.
it. That's where it's starting.
Those can't be too big because that's just annoying.
All right.
This is getting weird.
it's not about
All right,
You
that
got,
roast
if
beef
you want to
life.
continue that, get a little more out of him. Let me
Oh
know.
my God.
I'm gonna go take a Wiz Khalifa. I will be right
this
back.
is getting weird. Do we have anything else motor related to talk about right now before we go to videos?
a rant, brother.
All right. Do you got?
He's got a rant, but he's going pee right now. Oh man, no, I don't know. I didn't take down enough. But our halftime report brought to you by Complete Racing Solutions. Make sure to check out the Coach Rob podcast, Navigating Amateur Motocross, Navigating Vet Motocross. Links in the description down below. Check it out, Coach Rob, and amongst others there in the Coach Rob network.
And if you're a
is-
pussy, keep moving.
Yeah, and so one of the things I was just looking at here is that my Facebook Marketplace account is in dire need of about getting restricted because I'm selling Milwaukee fastback knives on there.
That's hot.
Yeah, so you can't sell a utility knife on there because it's considered a fucking weapon. So that's cool. We'll see how that goes.
What happens if you take these and you label them as butt plugs?
Somebody told me anything possible. So
That is true.
but yeah, so if anybody needs this is a TLR Coatings plug here during the halftime while we're waiting for Cole to come back and give his rant is if you guys are
he's out the door.
If you guys are looking for those custom Milwaukee fastbacks, we powder coat those so we can do them.
I want stub in this club.
All right, man. Can you get to your rant?
We'll get to your rant so we can move on.
Can you get to your rant so we can move on, bro?
Yeah, so this was a very hot topic on X. This is my rant here.
Okay.
There's a lot of arguing over chest mount GoPros versus helmet mounted GoPros. Why can't we have them in the sport? Why can't they wear chest mounts in the races?
Which I feel like this is like over talked about at this point.
One, put them on the helmet. It's the best view. Go watch the GP GoPros. Everybody's like, oh, the chest mount's just fine.
No, it's not.
It's uncomfortable for the rider. Anybody that's ridden with a chest mount GoPro versus one on the helmet, way more annoying. You can feel it bouncing on your chest. Everybody wanted to argue with me about that. Maybe they've ridden with them, maybe they haven't, but dude, I'm not thinking about that for a 20-minute main at that level where you got this thing bouncing off your chest.
Plus, the video's not as good.
Half the time the angle sucks ass and you're looking straight at the gas tank
Or
with
just
a chest mount.
like right at the triple clamps.
Yeah, unless you got an Insta360. And the Insta360, which I've made a lot of content with, is a 6-inch you-know-what looking thing that's off your chest. Don't sit on it. It'd be crappy footage. But had to throw that in there.
Nice.
But
It's good stuff.
everybody with the Insta360 sponsorships was like, "Oh, run these. They should run these." No, you can't run that thing. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Put one on the helmet like we used to have. I don't know what you guys got to figure out on the lawsuit side of things or whatever you got to do, but figure it out.
Yep.
Even Jet kind of threw a jab in there talking about doing the line changes and being behind Eli and stuff. And he's like, yeah, it'd be really cool if I had a camera on me. You catch that?
Yeah, dude.
So-
Some of those GoPro videos from like the 2011 to 2013 season
Still epic.
of outdoors for the whole entire moto. And I understand fucking people nowadays have the attention span of a gnat. But like I like the Washugo 2013 RV Dunge battle when it was on RV.
Is that when they had the laser hitting the...
Was that 2013? No, I feel like that was before 2013. Maybe like 2011. Talk about the Jeff Alessi situation
when the
in the
laser was
woods.
hitting the visor while they were sitting on the line.
No, I don't think so. I think that was before. But like, dude, I sat there. I've watched that 30-minute moto so many times, and it's just like every time I watch it, I see something new from RV that I didn't see before.
Yeah, it was like that, and then like the Budds Creek ones, and
Or any of the AC
or not Budds
250,
Creek, Muddy Creek.
or any of the AC 250 days.
Yeah, full
Just-
motos on GoPro.
Just wild.
yeah, they
so
were great.
sick.
Miss them.
And you know, if they're worried about getting their piece out of it, they can monetize that on YouTube, and they will make money from people watching it.
Oh, dude, I couldn't imagine nowadays, like, with the shorts, and I only say this because of the attention span thing, but now because obviously shorts didn't exist back then, now you take a short of, like, you just get a gnarly shot of, like, Chase put or Jet or whoever put in a heater, and you just, that whole short, because, like, shorts are, like, what? Like, 1:05 long is the
90.
most? Okay, so, yeah, so you just get the one short you put up is, like, the heater.
Yeah.
Because obviously you could find that later on, like, oh, we have the heater on video. That's just the short. Dude, the fucking views that they would get on that short would be insane.
I mean, that I've got, and I'm a Joe Blow nobody, but that's what I put on my Instagram, a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. This is probably why I'm such a big advocate for it. But last two posts, just kind of dinking around, just a couple sections of the track, they're all over 15, 20K views.
Yeah.
And I'm a loser. Imagine if
We
you
are nobody.
You're not a
ever.
loser, buddy.
Imagine if you put it on.
Emily thinks you're special.
I know.
That's all that matters, right? And your
Imagine,
dad. Well, maybe not your dad.
Yeah, immediate family, friends. Sometimes family ain't blood, bruh.
Family sucks. Okay, Dom Toretto.
Shout out Toretto.
Oh, God. R.I.P.
Toretto, R.I.P.
He died a long
That's
time
Paul
ago.
Walker.
Oh,
homie.
stop.
No, Toretto died a long time ago.
Oh, we're not doing this right now.
Anyway,
He died when the Fast and Furious franchise died after the second movie.
yeah, when they went to space. That's
Yeah,
when it died.
Whatever. But back to your point, like, imagine Sexton's heater or Tomac's heater or any of them, honestly.
Or if you're a Deegan nut hugger, anytime Deegan's on track.
Yeah, and I go back to, like, if Jet had one on when Barsha blasted him last year.
Yeah.
And then after the race, had it on, pull the audio, and you can hear all the conversation after. Like,
Yep.
I think
I
any
don't
conversation
know,
with
man.
Barsha after getting taken out would be great.
100%.
my bad, dude!
Wow.
All right.
He starts talking like the rev limiter on his bike.
Sounds like an auctioneer.
Yeah.
Anything else for halftime?
No.
All right. That's been your halftime report brought to you by Complete Racing Solutions.
Oh, I got one we missed, though.
What?
We missed opening
Nope.
ceremonies.
Yeah,
going
we're
back
not
to
going
that.
back now. We're now 2
Well,
hours and
I got
19
my
minutes
song,
in.
just so you guys know.
Save it for
Just
next
so you
week.
know.
Save it for next week.
Okay.
Save
I
it.
also want to mention the drinking game that got a lot of people hammered last night.
Oh, boy.
Was that every time Will Christian said I talked to?
No, it was
Oh.
anytime the word quad was said.
Quad.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's a
That was
lot. That's a lot. That's too
All
much.
right. 2 video race recap brought to you by our friends at Pro Flo Racing. Pro Flo Racing is... Oh, whoops. Clicked the wrong thing. ProFlowRacing.com. They've got all sorts of stuff for your KTM 125, KTM 50s, KTM 65s, PW 50s, YZ 65s, and KTM 50cc's. So make sure to go check them out. Again, ProFlowRacing.com. Links in the description down below. Bringing you a 2 video race recap. And speaking of KTMs, God, that poor company. Now they got to pay out 2 race bonuses already.
We think Juju's race
yeah.
bonuses in his highest chases.
50K.
50 to 70?
50 to 70 for sure.
Think so?
Juju getting shit
That
done.
guy showed up to fuck.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, if he wins this title, obviously we still got quite a few rounds to go, but if he wins this title, man, I'm just going to go back to that little tidbit I gave to you guys before the first round. Just be like, hey, man, Juju, he's going to surprise people. I think he already did it 2 rounds in.
I think so, too. Yeah, it's pretty impressive to see what he's done, and he's very all business. Like,
He
you talk
is.
to him on the podium and stuff like that.
He just wants to get better.
Yeah.
And I'm just very confused at, like, the Deegan-Julian dynamic.
What do you mean?
Because usually Deegan would, like, start taking shots and stuff. And then you haven't really seen that.
I think it's kind of hard to poke at Juju because, like, what is there to poke at? Like, Juju's kind of, he's just kind of there. Like, I
don't know. Like,
he
if
doesn't
I'm
really
up
have a
there,
big-
I was like, this guy rolled in a mink coat, and I beat him tonight.
Yeah, but like, no, for sure, I see that. But like, Juju doesn't really. It's not like he has this huge social media presence. Like, he
Right.
doesn't really talk shit. He doesn't really like highs and lows when he's been on the podium. Granted, he hasn't had a lot in the last 2 weeks. A lot of times where he's been on the podium to talk. But like, I think with Deegan, like Levi was easy because that was his old teammate. Levi comes in. Like, I don't know if Levi ever talked trash to him, but they rode together a lot the year before. Levi had the fucking leopard print hair at Paula.
Yeah, he was a Rodman fan,
And
though,
then,
remember?
and then Chance, I don't know where the Hymus thing came in. Like, I don't know where that, like,
why-
poking at Hymus, maybe because Hymus started beating Deegan.
That's what I mean.
But like Juju, though, I don't really know what he could like say about him because Juju, I don't think really gives any ammo. Not that I
No.
thought Hymus did, but like Juju really doesn't.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
what would he say about him?
I mean, I understand. I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, what do you say about any of these guys? But he doesn't seem to care.
Well, he better start.
But it's very.
Do you think he doesn't
very
think his
strange.
Juju is a threat still, or do you
I
think
don't
that
know.
I don't
We'll get-
know. That
we'll get-
bike looks good, though.
Yeah, we'll
That
get.
bike looks good, too.
That whole kit, the One Industries Arai kit.
One Industry's back on the podium.
One
I love the
Industries,
Arai
baby.
thing, man. I love Arai helmets. I
I
love
rocked
it.
her eye.
Arai's are good shit.
Yeah. All right. Jordan Smith second. Anybody think that this is a bit underwhelming for how he's performed through the first 2 here for him?
No, because honestly, it wouldn't shock me if we go to the Triple Crown and he wins. Because this is just kind of Smitty, right? I mean, yeah, like he had the points lead at one point last year, and then what did he do the weekend after? Just
Yeah.
arrowed himself into the ground every time.
And he still probably has like one of those rounds that's just like
Oh, for sure.
implosion, 12th place. What the fuck's happening?
And he still has a
right?
round that he's going to win.
I don't know, man. He almost looks like a more reserved. I don't know if like the bike's holding him back or if like the pressure
Yeah, it
on
could be.
him isn't where it was.
Maybe.
Obviously, Triumph being
Yeah.
new. Yeah, like I thought he looked pretty solid and good, and just kind of.
He looked
There
more in
hasn't been-
control.
there
That's what I
hasn't
mean.
been
He didn't look
anything-
out of control at all.
I mean, say there hasn't been anything flashy with him that I've been like, "Yep, there's
But
Jordan
here's
Smith."
my question to you. I think that, and I definitely know where you're at with this, but my question to you is, isn't that a good thing, though, then?
I mean, kind of.
Like, because I think
Yeah.
we're all waiting for him to have that moment, and if you want to talk about A1, running third, crashing, then coming back up,
Yeah.
passing Rider D. But maybe it's a good thing that we just haven't seen that. Maybe he's
Yeah.
saving that for the end of the series, and if he's in, then he just goes full on Smitty, where like Braden, shut the brain off. We're just gonna send it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right, third
Here we go.
place.
Oh, here
This
we
is gonna be
go.
your Isaac Nelson design Deegan Danger Zone.
Whoa.
Really?
Whoa.
Really? Okay. All right. I like
Hey.
it. I like it.
The
Wow.
man
Who's the man?
is
Deacon.
not the man.
Hasn't been the man at all. Not at any
There's
point.
nothing about this that I've seen that's made me like, yep, that's
You're
the guy
panicking.
right there.
You're panicking.
He's just one of the fucking guys right now.
Yeah, I
kinda
mean,
is.
yeah, and he hasn't really been able to carve his way through the pack at all so
No.
far. And he's had quite a few chances now.
Last night was very underwhelming of watching him come
He
through
stalled
here.
out. Dude, he got into third and he stalled
out. He
And,
did.
and
Didn't
I
go
don't want to
anywhere.
hear any of this shit that he had I only had 2 minutes in a lap. Bro, he had 8-9 minutes plus the lap?
And he started well last year, and his starts are not fucking good this year either.
No.
Like, there's a lot of negatives to this right here that it's like, I thought the way he came in, the way he was talking, the way he rode last year, okay, cool. Last year he came in with off that wrist injury, so whatever. This year, yep, this is going to be a problem for everybody. He's not a problem. Juju's handling him.
I think he came in with such a big ego, like that this was going to be easy. The level went up.
Think it's time.
He looks defeated, bro. Like, we talked about this on our group chat. Like, this is the
It
first time
did
I've
look
ever
good
seen
last
from him
night.
that
Yeah.
he looked defeated because he didn't look like he really wanted to do the interview.
No.
He really didn't have much. And we can talk about
Almost
how,
it looked kind of crybaby-ish, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can talk about last
I
week
don't
where
want
he
to
got
say
fifth.
crybaby. I'm with you.
Don't
it's a
say
di-
that. It'll get us canceled.
No, dude, say it.
I
Say
don't want
it.
to say crybaby. He looks defeated.
He
Because
did.
last week he got fifth, and he just he can chalk it up to something, kind of like with
Yeah,
Jet, the
like-
motivation.
yeah,
thing.
like the going
Oh
down.
yeah, it went down. But this week,
This
bro,
week-
you were fifth after what, lap 3,
Yeah,
4?
and you
Well,
just
that
got
and a pretty good one in the
beat.
whoops.
Dude, he got lucky.
Now-
When that bike started skipping across and he dropped the front end, I'm like, bro,
Well, I was
that was
watching
the that was the one moment where I would say it's good that Hayden is strong as he is, because honestly, in my opinion, when they went back and replayed it, looking how sketch he got,
Yeah.
and then when the front end dipped and he clipped the top and that rear end unloaded more, if that had been anybody else,
They would have let that bike go.
They'd
They
have
would have
been-
hit them in the other
yeah,
way.
he'd have got smoked. So good for Hayden being as strong as he is, because in my opinion, anybody else.
Anybody else's butthole pucker when that happened though? Because I was like, oh my god,
thought he was gonna
oh,
hit
Like
Davies.
poor Moseman
Yeah.
again.
I thought he was about to smoke Davies and Mosman. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, you just took out both your teammates.
all 3-star
Well,
guys just in
before
one.
that though, and I was literally getting ready to click send on it. I was like, man, the Craig Whoop program looks pretty good because he is visibly better those first
Yeah.
couple
He is.
laps through there. And then he exploded.
So I guess if you want to if you're Deegan and you want to try to take a positive out of last night, he did have the fastest lap in the main.
The problem is that I like Cole just said, and I think everybody else is saying it, the pace is upped. Where last year, even when he wasn't winning, but we saw it
Yeah.
at the Indy Triple Crown when he upped his pace, he was just visibly faster than everybody. Saw it through outdoors, saw it through SMX,
Yeah,
And
he's not top qualifier easily by any means.
I mean Juju's Juju's right there.
He
And
got
I-
arm pumps. So did you miss the bike setup? Or
and
why'd
I'm
you get arm pumps?
and I'm
going
gonna
to
say something, and I know that this is where all the bed bugs
here
are
we
gonna come
go.
out.
Here we
boy.
go.
But we're gonna let's rewind a little bit to outdoors, right? And I'm not the first person to make a comment. Somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody made a comment about this. So obviously Deegan, very impressive outdoors. 1 mile lot, won it at Buds, wrapped it up early, ran the number 1 plate. Obviously had some really big wins. But let's rewind a little bit to how that outdoor season, because we all get kind of in the moment and we forget how things actually go.
Yeah.
He got 1 overall after the Southwick win.
Mm-hmm.
And how many moto wins did he actually get after the
I don't
Southwick
know.
win?
Couldn't even tell you.
So,
I
okay.
don't even know.
What do you think? His body's getting a little cooked?
No, that's not where I'm going with this, because we're talking
Okay.
about the defeated thing. I'm talking about upstairs.
Like,
Do you think now, since he's actually going through some adversity and the guys have upped the level and he's not just doing just enough, and because everybody else through, and I know it's only 2 rounds, but through the 2 rounds, everybody else is not we didn't go from Juju getting second last week to he got 10th this weekend. And we'll talk about Joe, the unfortunate thing, but Smitty got 3rd last weekend. We didn't go from Smitty getting 3rd to Smitty getting 12th. Just bump the spots up 1 more. Mm-hmm. You can really look at the outdoor season and go, man, Hayden Deegan was better than everybody else, but he also kind of won because he was just more consistent than everybody else.
yeah, 100%.
Well, now he's facing a situation where, once again, people are like, oh, it's only 2 rounds. You're right. But through the first 2 rounds, he hasn't had everybody implode. Because
Yeah.
if he would have went and won, and then Juju gets 10th, hey man, we're kind of like with Jet, we're in this again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're onto something with the upstairs thing, but where I'm at with it is this is the first year where he's supposed to be the guy. First year, we're building. Yeah, we're building.
Well, rookies, we'll be all right. We weren't supposed to be here.
Second year.
Sorry, Brian.
We ain't supposed to be here. Came in with an injury. We still did some winning.
Sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Jesus.
Is that Brian or Hayden?
Brian's funny, by the way. It sounds like I'm really
no, we love Brian.
I like Brian.
We love Brian.
But, this is the first time he's like, yeah, you need to win the championship this year, and everybody's saying it. He looks at the comments on there, supposedly gets fueled by the comments or whatever, and he's seeing all these people like, fucking, he's going to win this year. He's going to kill everybody. He's not.
Especially when your top dog goes out, isn't even there.
He's got to do something.
He's got to win, right?
Week, right?
He's got to win A2, right? I was just going to ask that. He's got to win, right?
Look, at the bare minimum, he's got to top qualify, and
Got to beat Juju.
He's got to beat Juju.
Because if
that means Juju's running first and you got to beat him, you got to beat him. Because otherwise...
Are you talking about taking him a little wide in the berm?
Also, whatever you got to do, man. But otherwise, like, if Juju wins again and you get second next week, dude, like, now all of a sudden it's looking like you're starting to choke this fucking championship away here.
Could you imagine? Could you fucking imagine? Now, look, we're also not saying that. Like, we got a lot of time left. Talk about with Jet. We're just saying that it's a little bit more.
Hey,
but, like, you got a lot...
We're not saying that, but
we're saying that.
There's... Next week is round 3 for these guys.
And then they go to Glendale for a Triple Crown next week.
They've only got 9. They've only got 9 rounds.
The first round.
They've only got 9 rounds. That means you're third of the way through your season. And if you haven't pulled off a win in the first, because basically you got probably like 3-3-3 essentially. I would assume. I don't know. I guess I don't know how the West schedule works, but you can break it down to 3-3-3. If you don't win in that first 3 and your biggest competition at this point wins 2, goes 2-1-1, that's a fucking problem.
If he doesn't win by the break, do you think he says fuck it, scraps it, and just starts like getting ready for outdoors? I'm saying if he doesn't have a win by the time we go to Tampa, do you think that they're kind of like, well, man, you're not going to win the title?
Does it count as a fail if he goes to the 450s without winning a 250 Supercross title?
For him, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's a huge failure, right?
They need to win that.
I think if it was anybody else, I think you would say no because you're coming off an outdoor title. He was definitely going to be the favorite this year going in outdoors again.
Yeah.
2 SMX titles, who knows, whatever. But yeah, I think so.
How many successful guys in the 450 class have never won a 250 Supercross title?
I don't know. I have to look that up. I don't have any idea.
Are you talking about just guys that like the top guys, or just guys that are like factory guys in general?
Guys that have won races and been successful.
Just Supercross?
450 races I'm talking in general. Who's not won a 250 title, moved up, and been successful? You got to have that.
Did Kenny
on
win a
your
250 Supercross title?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Never mind.
He won one. He won one 250 title.
So won one. Tomac won one.
I don't know.
Cooper won them.
Yep. Jet obviously won them. Ando won one.
And
Joey never won one.
Yeah, but I don't see
Shea
him.
never won one.
But those
Wouldn't
guys
consider
aren't,
them
those,
successful.
They aren't guys.
Okay.
They aren't in Deegan's caliper moving up, essentially. A little bench racing here, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I think it's just wild because we kind of had this conversation back in 2023, how crazy it is that if like everybody expected Hayden to be this ultra successful Supercross guy, and he just honestly ends up only really winning titles ever on outdoors.
It's weird. I'm not sending the panic button.
I'm not doing the panic button, but we're close.
Let's watch.
Look, the panic button was a little overactive, but
listen, let's watch.
Deegan.
Let's watch and see.
But he's got to win. I think he's got to win in
he
A2.
needs to win too. I think we're basically getting into must win here.
And I think honestly, if you want to go one step further, I think he needs to win, and I think he needs to do it in dominant fashion. I think he honestly needs to go.
Yeah.
He needs to rip a start, and he needs to like gap.
If he doesn't win before we go east, it's a bad look.
Well,
do you feel there was any settling last night?
No, I don't know. Probably
no, I don't think so.
Not with him.
Not any
That kid don't settle.
Not even any
no.
long-term stuff because he, after the first round, was like, "Yeah, I want to be consistent because sometimes in a short series like this,
dude, even at Budds Creek when he had the title wrapped up, he still was not settling in that moto. He was still pushing. I don't think that kid knows settle. And that's one of the parts where the part of Hayden Deegan that I actually like.
He can learn to settle and be good.
He could, yeah. That's the one part of Hayden Deegan that I actually like is that he's a bulldog. It's a little bit of a throwback to like the old days.
Him.
Yeah, dude, I've said this before. He's a pit bull, but
we are just realistic about him on this show. Now they don't take it that way, but that's what we are. I bet
I'm not concerned yet.
I'm not concerned yet, but I will be concerned if he doesn't win this
concern
week.
is rising.
Yeah, it's like it's tiptoeing.
It's not really. I don't know if it's concern or if it's just like what the fuck.
Yeah, like what's happening.
What'll be even worse for his confidence is that if he actually starts in front of Juju and Juju hounds him and then Juju passes him.
Yes, that would be
I
incredible.
think that would actually right now.
That right there is what would be the nail in the coffin. But.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think not winning, that'd be a big shot. But if he actually gets caught and passed, I think it's over with. I think he's done.
Again, he's a guy that we haven't seen get caught and passed for a win yet.
You want to know?
Outdoors or indoors. Like nobody's ever caught passed.
No, I mean he's definitely started with guys and not been able to get around him, but nobody's ever actually really caught and passed him.
I don't know,
So
but
you're right.
you guys want to know what would be a real big kick in the nuts? If Cole Davies beats him.
Oh, I
in
think
the
that's
points.
coming. I think that's coming.
I think there's definitely there's going to be tension at the track during the week for sure.
Well, Cole Davies finishes 4th here.
God, that kid's good.
And that kid is fucking good.
God, he's good, and he looks so. We said it
His
with Erica.
style is good. Like
So
he's good, man.
He's
He's
so in control.
So
and
calm.
And he's got so much style for being so in control. Like he cranks it off triples.
You want to talk about that?
He was stylish in front of Juju when he did that. Yeah.
Talk about
Yeah,
that
he's
Christian.
stylish.
Talk about that Christian Craig whoop speed. Cole Davies has got some fucking whoop speed.
Why do they run the vented plates?
I don't know, but it's cool.
I like it, but why?
It's weird.
It's not as cool as the one where they like keep the number.
Yeah.
Cut out. Where they just kind of. It looks like they spray painted the bottom half of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cole Davies, though, he's and being a rookie and really not supposed to be in the spot after 2 rounds. Like he's just obviously only going to get better.
Yeah. I think I know what the deal is. If I had to guess, conspiracy guy with the vented plate.
Yeah.
That lets a lot of air through the plate straight into where
Yep.
the air is getting sucked.
I
into
guess
the
that's
airbox.
true. Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's wild though that it took him this long just to figure this out. If that's true, but I think you're right.
Well, I think maybe that's just the little extra maybe that they need with the sound restrictions. Maybe
could be. Yeah,
with
could
the
be.
sound restrictions, you might start seeing a lot more. Well, I guess they're the only ones with an airbox up top like that. But
Start going back to the old days of stuffing rags.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Club shows up with a vented airbox and some of the other guys or a
Yeah.
vented number plate. Some of the other guys. So.
Does Cole Davies? So Cole Davies wins one of these, right?
I think if he's on this trajectory, I would have to agree.
I think he wins the Triple Crown main. I think
For sure.
if he does, if he does what he did last night,
Yeah.
for sure.
His interview wasn't great, but he did say he was tight. He did get tight last night because he's like, it was my first time out front. I know what the hell I was doing. And
That's what I kind of like about him, though, man.
me too.
He's just
Yeah.
kind of out there and he's just kind of doing his thing, man.
Yeah.
I don't think you're ever like. We'll get to his other teammate that we're going to talk about in a little bit, but like I don't think you're ever going to see a situation with Cole Davies where he overthinks himself into the ground.
I just don't feel like he gets rattled.
That's what I
doing
mean.
this.
Like, dude, like the whole time Juju was behind him, I don't think Cole Davies, what happened to him, had nothing to do with Juju pressure, taking
No.
a little bit of credit off Juju and giving it to Cole.
Yeah.
It was just, that was a rookie thing. Him,
Yeah.
like you said, not being used to being up front for that long.
Well, and I mean, you looked at that and they said on the broadcast, like, he didn't even look rattled with
No.
Juju behind him. He was just like riding his lines.
Dude, Mosman
like, I'm
had-
just going to go here.
And Mosman dogged him for the whole fucking heat race. And
Oh,
still,
yeah.
Cole Davies was just like,
Okay.
all right, cool,
Yeah,
bro.
I mean he had a little bit of ice in his veins with the people
Yeah.
behind him.
Will that be, if he gets a win, no matter what it is, will that actually be the biggest shocker of anything that happens on 250
Yeah,
West?
that'd be way. Well, it'll be second only if Deegan doesn't win this title.
Yeah, man, right now that ain't looking good either.
No. All right, Ryder D, 5th place.
I mean, he pulled a Ryder D, but like still fits good for him.
It's part of Deeger Danger.
Digger, Chet Joe.
Deegan Danger Zone. Do we want to get into pit board controversy?
For what?
A lot of people were saying that it was Duff put the pit board out and all that. It
To
was
Joe?
Yeah. It was a club guy, but
Whatever.
this is funny because it's Michigan related. Duff put this up. Somebody got in his DMs and said, "You're a bitch with your pit board move on Joe." Said, "Hey jackass, that was Cody Shock's mechanic, not me. This is on Duff's story."
That's awesome.
Is that
You know who-
Austin
you know who-
Wagner?
you know that
yeah,
is?
Austin
Yeah.
Wagner.
That's fucking awesome.
Just straight called him out on the story.
That's great.
Actually, my last video I put on YouTube was riding at his house.
Somehow, Hayden and Cody Shock will forever be connected.
Yeah.
It is hilarious.
Look, man, Ryder D, I need to see him in the East-West shootouts, see what he does to legitimize him getting better this year.
he looks a lot better, but I think there's a long way to go.
He looks a lot better, but again, in this field that's so depleted, it's like if you're a lot better, you should be running with those top three.
I think he's got to get a podium I think he's got to get a podium this year.
Yeah,
It's like a fidget spinner.
I can tell.
I'm playing with this thing all the
I
time.
can tell.
The East Coast is so stacked, though.
Yeah.
No,
God.
Ryder D, I think it's good that he has Millsaps in his corner. Millsaps is kind of talking about he gets people coming up behind him and he gets shook.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs to get out
Look
of
what happened
California.
last night when he saw Deegan behind him. He cased the shit out of that triple, and thank God that he got over that fourth one before Deegan hit it because he about took his ass end off.
It's also a real good thing that those gas bikes rev to the fucking moon. Because Jesus Christ, dude, if it didn't, he'd be dropping valves left
He
and
kind of
right.
rides like Barsha, huh?
Dude, he revs the fuck. Watch some of his videos during the week, especially at the test track. Just unnecessary.
Very Barsha.
It's just very Barsha 09. Just unnecessary.
Yeah, I would like to see him. Let's be that kid we all saw growing up.
Let's get out of California. How about that?
Cody Shock 6. Good ride for him.
He's just
in
right
there.
there
he's
where
gonna
he's
have
at.
another good year,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Another
he's
good
in
year.
there.
And his start
Fourth
really
in-
wasn't that great either,
No.
right?
Fourth in the points last year, man.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Especially coming off of like the injury with the collarbone.
Yep.
And then literally riding with a broken collarbone the rest of the year.
Yeah, he's very Wile E. Coyote-ish, but like he's loose.
Dude, if you
It's a
ever
great reference.
getting too much technical here, but if you ever look at it like his hips going through the whoops, just not tight at all, man. They're just woo, woo, woo.
I don't know. I respect the hell out of his career path, though.
Yeah.
I like how he talks about in one of the race day during qualifying where they were talking to him like traveling, and he was like traveling for WSX, and he's like, "Yeah, man, like I never really travel a lot." And I was thinking, yeah, that's what happens when you grow up in Delaware.
Yeah. All right. Shimoda guts out a 7th with 2 broken fingers.
Is
you
it
see
2
the
or
picture
3?
of the hand?
Yeah, it's gnarly.
Is it 2 or 3, or did he only brace the 3 to keep everything tight?
I think it's the two.
Two.
It's the ring and the pinky.
So then he just took the other one to like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the worst part about it is if you watch the video that they caught, it wasn't pit board out, it was the corner of the pit board.
Yeah.
So it's the sharp part.
The sharp part.
Oh, that's great.
I wondered what was going on when I was watching qualifying there because like I was doing the live
They
at
thought he
that
was
point,
sick.
and I was just like, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
Then I was like, "Did he just hurt his wrist or something?" Because the way he was like grabbing it, it was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, that ride proved a lot to me in what I see in Joe, and I don't know what this will do for him on a confidence side, but I didn't think he was a very gritty guy. And this showed that he has at least a little bit of grit.
Yeah.
It's just a bummer for
Or a
him,
lot
man.
of grit.
It's just a bummer for him. He comes out, wins the first round, and we all don't know what would have happened because we all talk about like with Joe, like what happens when he has expectation, but it doesn't matter. Came out, won the first round, pretty convincingly, to be honest with you. Goes in with a points lead, ton of confidence, and then just having stupid shit like this happen.
Something stupid. I've never seen a pit board hit somebody other than Villapoto took Alessi out, and Alessi's mechanic stuck the pit board out and hit Villapoto in the head. You remember that?
Yes.
Butts Creek. That's the only other pit board incident I know of. So it's not like it happens all the time.
I don't know, man. I feel gutted for the kid because let's be real.
Oh.
Now, like, even though he managed last night, he's out of the points. Like, he's not going to win this title now.
Probably not.
Something stupid, dude.
Like, it's
So stupid.
just as a bummer for him. And if you're him, like, dude, I know he's got good people in his corner. I really hope that they can like keep him level-headed.
Yeah.
Because this would be a real thing for him to like really get bummed out about.
Yeah.
And I just hope that doesn't happen to him. Because going into his mind, he's like, "Fuck, dude, I finally get a win. I finally start
Yeah.
off."
Yeah.
And then this.
Yep.
Yeah, that and where's the blame pie? Because I see a lot of people arguing about this.
People are blaming him.
Who are you blaming him for hitting the pit board, being that close to the pit board, or are you blaming the mechanic?
Nah, it's a mechanic.
I blame
thing.
the mechanic
You
on that
going
one.
50-50? You going 80-20?
Nah, I'm going 70-30.
80-20 for sure.
I think it was the
Mechanic.
mechanics. I think it was the mechanics' fault because like you have to be paying attention where your pit board is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the rider's job to pay attention to where your pit board is. Like they're out there doing motos. They're
But
fucking.
this is one of those things too. It's like, dude, why don't we have a gap?
Yeah.
Like in outdoors, we have a gap between where they are with their pit boards and the actual track itself. Why don't we have that here? This is why we have the area for them instead of like the old days where there was just like, hey, you guys can stand in this area. There's nothing here. And they were literally like standing in front of them going
Back
by
in
like,
the day,
hey.
it was sick.
Dude, I love it, bro. I love those days because
Back
those
in
were
the day, Ricky went by and like fist bumped it one time.
I remember one time Chad Watts got so far onto the track. He's like dodging bikes.
Probably
He's
like Unadilla.
He's like this.
Let's just say that this is just another feather in the cap for in-ear communication.
Yeah.
Because if we
Pitboard
had
gate.
that, we wouldn't fucking even need these
Yeah, no,
stupid
why?
pit boards.
How would in-ear communication fix this?
You don't need pit boards if you have them in your ear saying your
Look,
last lap
I think
was...
I disagree with that. I think the in-ear communication should be red cross flags, somebody down. As a rider, I don't want my mechanic in my ear every time I pass him going, 56.3, 56.4, Deegan 56.8.
Well, that's on the
that.
but that's on the team to say, okay, cool. You don't want that, great. We won't say that. You want position? Do you want anything? If you don't want anything, then don't have anything other than race control in your ear, bro.
I think just race control,
bro. No one will ever convince me that this you can't listen to someone in your ear doing this, but the Formula One guys can. Get fucked. No way.
I think it's different.
Well, sometimes the Formula One, sometimes Formula One guys tell their fucking engineers to get fucked.
Well, that's a thing too.
Formula One guy ain't hitting a set of whoops.
I've heard Valtteri Bottas tell Toto Wolff to stop talking to him.
That's what I mean.
Nah, it's 20. I understand why we didn't have it back in the day. It's not
The
1970
margin of
anymore.
error is way smaller though. Like those guys can tell Toto Wolff to fuck off or whatever. Somebody's still gonna say something, but if somebody says something at the wrong time and that little lapse going off the face of a triple or going through a set of whoops is way more dangerous in my
Been
opinion.
going 300 miles an hour.
Than going
300 miles per hour?
200 and spinning around into a safer barrier. I've seen some pretty gnarly crashes in an F1 car, and they get out okay.
I mean, I think if we were to compare deaths by sport, I think that we're way behind.
At a professional level, or where do you want to go?
At professional level.
I mean, there's at least...
There's not amateur Formula One racing, so we're not going to go
That's
that
called
far.
F3.
Well, how many Formula One drivers have died?
There's
You know?
I literally
Well, a
have
Formula One
watched
driver-
multiple hour documentaries
This was
going
a-
all the way back to when it started in like the 40s and 50s.
That was a long time ago,
Yeah,
though.
but you gotta section it off into a certain window.
We haven't had a Formula One.
Okay, fine. I'll go from the 90s on.
We haven't had an actual Formula One like in the F1 death in a long time. The last one that was F2, which was one of Pierre Gasly's buddy died at Spa, I think. But F1
Is that the one that hit the forklift or
yeah,
whatever?
the French dude.
Yeah.
yeah. But the actual F1 death. But either way, we're getting off track.
I'm just saying, the in-ear communication, I think, needs to be a thing. I understand why when we started we didn't have it, but guess what? That's not the case anymore. MotoGP has it, don't they?
No, I don't know. I don't watch MotoGP.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Either way, whoever the mechanic was, that I put that on them a lot. That's not Joe's responsibility to watch where your pit board
Yeah.
is. So
Anyway, moving on. Is Marchbanks the most underwhelming 250 rider so far?
Heat race looked pretty good.
haven't we
place.
kind of said this about Marchbanks for pretty much his entire career? Has one good showing in something, and then he shits the sheets for the next
Yeah,
5
He just
rounds.
can't get a start.
I don't think it would matter.
No,
I mean, he won the
know
heat
that was
race.
his big thing on club. Is like he couldn't get a start, but he would come through people like crazy to get back to where he finished, which
I
would
don't
be
know
like
what
5th to 8th.
his deal is.
I think this is just Garrett Marchbanks,
Yeah, it
which
could
is a
be.
bummer because he's a super talented kid.
he just needs to be on a 450, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, dude, he was great on the 450 outdoors.
Yeah.
Just put him on a 450. Get him off. Get him off the 250.
Sign him outdoor only.
I mean,
That's
Michael motorcycle, 9th place.
just went missing in
Mike
the main
Mosen.
again.
He went missing in the main, but he was there in the heat.
There in the heat,
I'm
baby.
definitely just getting like pre-2020 vibes every time I see him with a Liet on or an
Neck
NA Stars
brace
brace.
and all.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, like this is just I'm getting old school vibes, bro.
Chiz had one too. Chiz is like, yeah, pay me, I'll wear it.
Yeah. All right,
The
let's
neck brace thing is just wild. to me at
rapid
this point.
fire at the end of this. So Hunter Yoder, 10th. Okay. Anthony Bort.
Hey, Hunter Yoder. Hey, man, how'd you feel? Felt pretty fast. Where were you at? Dead last.
Not dead last. 10th.
Not dead last. No, man. Hunter Yoder's been pretty good
Yeah,
through
it's
so far.
been a good
Dude,
one.
I
to
always
start.
go back to like that was one of the next kids in line for
Yeah.
Geico.
He was
got
after
boned.
Mumford,
He
and
got
that
boned.
150 was sick.
But I guess Mumford hasn't really panned out either.
No, we'll
Yeah.
find out the East Coast.
Anthony Bourdon,
Just
11th.
pretty solid, man.
He's very solid.
Yep.
How about-
Cole Thompson, 12th.
Just
also very
continues to
solid.
put it in the mains, bro.
Yep. Two-time Jet Reynolds, 13th.
Second main ever.
Second main ever.
Still needs to get out
I'll
of
take it.
California.
Brad West, 14th.
How about two-time taking the holy,
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
leading
Brad-
half a lap?
Leading half a lap.
That's the first time he's led in a long time.
Who was Brad West? Who was it? It was Darren Walsh.
Yeah.
Or Dylan Walsh, I'm sorry. Darren Walsh. Wow, I was
They were
having a
going
flash-
at it in
I was having a
the-
Yeah, they
flashback.
were.
I was like, man, that's like some Aussie Australian crime going on there.
It was.
Brad West don't take shit.
It was.
What is he Australian or what's it?
He's Australian and Walsh is New Zealander.
14th. Parker Ross, 15th.
Good to see him in the mains, man.
Yep. TJ Albright, 16th. Nico Koch made his first.
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty
don't
cool.
even know who that guy
He's a
was,
GP
but he
dude.
battled.
Germany dude.
Yeah, Germany,
German.
dude. Good for him. First time I think actually ever in the States. Obviously
Yeah.
the first ever Supercross. Like he's done some of
Probably,
the
yeah.
German and the French stuff, but usually like him and I think it's his brother Tom. Just kind of known for doing the GPs, man. Just kind of doing everything. That was cool.
Yeah, battled his way in.
I know this person obviously didn't make the main, but just talking about Nico and his ride in the LCQ. Has anybody heard anything more on Avery Long?
He's okay.
Thank God.
Bad day for AEO KTM, but Talon Hawkins broken femur from the loop out.
That was bad too.
The loop out.
That fucking just to the moon.
Yeah,
just
the
to the
Avery
moon.
Long thing was bad too. That section claimed a few guys.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, man. When I've seen that like gave me, I don't know. You would have been.
The bike got him.
So this like
Bike tagged him.
This happened a long time ago, and I don't know if you would even remember this name because you'd have been pretty young at the time. But like that totally reminded me of Josh Gruppen at Dutch qualifier back when we used to get like 800 riders for qualifier. The tunnel jump,
the track was sick.
Yeah, he went to bail and his feet got caught on the bars, and he literally just flat landed on the backside of the tunnel.
Fuck.
And like literally broke everything in his body and like was having seizures on the track. When Avery Long, like I know that wasn't exactly how, but like when I saw him have that, I just like instantly got super stiff because I'm like, dude, this kid's not moving. And I've seen that before, and it's not been good. Like, part of my brain went to that place that I'm just like, ooh.
And then they threw the red flag.
Yeah, that just, I don't know, man. I know you guys feel the same way, but when I see that shit, it really just, like, I gotta chill at my spine.
It's like when Deegan was going through the whoops and almost head on. It's like, yep, my butthole's puckering too, because I'm just like, oh my God. I know what that's going to feel like. It ain't going to feel good.
I don't know, man. So I'm glad that he's awake and aware. He has all movement in his body, right?
Yeah, he's all good.
Okay, good.
He had a little bit of neck pain or whatever. They were
good for him.
about,
and that's a bummer too, man.
Yeah.
Coming off making a main, coming off how that whole situation with AEO even happened.
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyways, go ahead, sir.
Gavin Towers 18th. Dylan Walsh made the main 19th. That's
Yeah, better.
Josh Faries 20th.
God, that kid's tall.
Okay, this is one thing I want to touch on here. Ty Masterpool 21st.
Went down. He went down. Did he go down more than twice?
Can we talk about the mob of people on the internet?
They're all fucking stupid.
Yeah.
They're all fucking stupid.
Oh, you're talking about the switching thing?
Oh, dude, he's not going to get a shot at a title.
He wasn't getting a shot at a fucking title anyway, you retards.
Yeah, this was a big thing. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Is our algorithm going to go down when you keep dropping that?
I don't give a shit, dude. These guys are fucking stupid.
I mean, let's be real.
The title with fucking Masterpool.
The only title that he has a shot at, and even said this is the outdoor title.
Jesus.
Like, he doesn't have a title shot.
Homie can ride, but he's not a fucking Supercross guy.
They should have went with Drew Adams. They should have went with Drew Adams, man.
Okay, but did you listen to the Michael Lindsay thing about Drew Adams?
No.
Okay, so
not having a bike and
not having a bike and a mechanic, and they don't have parts or anything for him. So literally, he has to
if you
fill
noticed
in.
The photo shoot, he had stock hubs.
Yeah, so it's like
I get it.
So it's like when I listened to that, I was like, okay, I understand. We misdid this, which moving Masterpool over makes sense. But again, too, at that point, I didn't really think about him moving someone over, because.
Well,
not that I thought Masterpool had a chance at title, but I'm just saying, it was just one of those things I didn't think about.
I think Ty in his camp, though, considering the other two people were obviously McAdoo and Hammaker, I think Ty and his people know that they're like, yeah, man, I'm the low man on the totem pole, at least for Supercross on this team.
Maybe when Drew gets called up now because Ty has a broken finger.
He's got a broke finger?
He broke his finger, I think, in that whole deal.
He'll be fine. Just
Mitch
fucking
Payton,
cut it off.
There's something very wrong with the Kawasaki feeder
Yeah,
system.
man, and I really, dude, I'm going into East Coast with the three guys, and I'm just telling McAdoo to stay away from Levi.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
Seth, just don't die on the finish trying to scrub the shit out of it, and Cam, stay away from Levi.
Yep.
So everybody calls like the Deegan people the bed bugs, right?
Yeah.
So I think maybe the Masterpool people are the masturbators.
Dude, and man, it is such a bummer too, because I love the Masterpool family so much. Like, and Jerry and Tar are such great people. Everybody knows the shit that with the Masterpool is what they go through.
Yeah.
But it does bother me a little bit that there are these people out here that are like, it's almost like they're people that are putting words in his mouth. Because I think if you ask Ty, because Ty's a pretty realistic kid.
He mentioned it when they
He'd
interviewed
be like, I'm not
him.
winning a Supercross title.
Yeah,
like I'm here to win an outdoor title, and we're working on Supercross.
Yeah.
Like I think he knows damn well he's not winning a fucking Supercross title.
100%.
But they got the people
he's
out
not
there.
delusional, dude.
Yeah, he's not delusional. He's a smart fucking kid. That whole family is smart.
Yeah.
He's
people.
got such a cult following. It blows my mind.
It is wild too. Like I don't know where that comes from. I don't know
I don't
if
know
it's
where
like
that cult following is.
I don't know if it dates back to like COVID Redbud where he yanked the holy and he like pointed at the sky for Jesse.
He's got a cult following.
But it is weird too that like you're right. Like it's the most random person to have a cult following.
Yeah.
Like outside of like if they like Hymus gets one.
Yeah.
Then the only other thing, Lux Turner, 22nd.
I mean, dude, he just like as long as he's in the mains because he was the only one. He was the only AEO dude left, right? Yeah, because Hawkins got hurt and then Avery Long got hurt.
Yeah, what they have, three guys?
Fucking bummer for Hawkins. Dude.
That
I didn't know he
AEO
broke
bike
his
looks
femur.
good, dude.
I didn't know he broke his femur.
The bike looks sick.
Okay, that's been your 250 race recap brought to you by ProFlow. Let's run down this live chat. Pull up the X segment, please.
Let's see what we got.
So Ralph has been a commenting feed. He says, Cole, if you build it, they will come. 03KX250.
Nice.
Then he says Smith is going to ferry his way to a championship. And speaking of ferry, what did he have, an Achilles injury? He did.
Yes.
Yeah, those are weird all of a sudden now thing.
Yeah, and then Ralph says, looks defeated. He has his tail between his legs. He was a good loser, though. He gave Juju props last week and said it's their race and talked to them. They deserve the light.
Didn't do it this week,
Then
though.
he said Deegan is lucky RJ and Kitchen and Faulkner went east. True.
Vial even.
Then he said 2 of those 9 are east-west shootouts. True. The fact Juju is consistent, winning, and looking fit and determined in all business. Also true. Looked like they were resting the pit board because they didn't have it out to read. That's
That
probably
did
also
look
true.
true.
Which, again,
Lack of
I'm
awareness there.
I'm sure they will get a thing about do not fucking do that anymore and only do in-ear when
Good
they
fucking
go
point.
down the straight where they have the pit board mechanic area. Nah, you can do in-ear whenever. It has to be there has to be a talking between the rider and the team as to what the fuck they want to hear.
Yeah.
Don't ever talk to me here, and then that just has to be a thing. So again, that's been your 250 race recap brought to you by our friends at Flo Racing, and now we're going to do our Rev X segment. Questions. Pick a few
So-
here because I got to pee like a racehorse.
Do you? I'll get through these pretty
And
quick
it's
because
cold.
some of them are a little goofy.
It's cold in here.
Our boy Bones. Is Tomac Jet's daddy?
No.
Last night he was. That was about it.
No.
Last night he
Daddy's
was.
coming.
Is he coming?
Yeah.
Coming?
Yeah, he's going to be coming all over this entire field here soon.
We'll see.
Go ahead.
This kind of lines up with my conspiracy. Jet and Hunter both looked much better on that bike. What's the likelihood Lars went back into the warehouse and pulled out the 24 bikes and brought them to San Diego?
We'll find out because Michael Lindsay will be all over that if that's the case. So.
I seen like some, maybe it was the post race thing. They had the bike sitting there, and this was kind of weird. The whole bike was together, but the shock and the swing arm and the rear wheel was gone.
Well, okay. So, fun thing about that. Do you guys remember last year? Lars pulled a bunch of strings to get the 23 suspension back on there because they wanted that back on the bike. And he pulled a shitload of strings and got that and made that happen. So, I don't know. Something like that could happen. Wouldn't
Well,
surprise me.
Also,
been doing
where
that
I'm
shit for
going with
years.
this is they had both the bikes sitting there with all the plastic and stuff off them. If somebody wanted to see if it was a frame
Yeah,
like that, they would have
yeah.
hit it a little more.
Yeah, and it wouldn't
So,
be that big of a surprise either.
This is a pretty good one. Who okayed the move of letting Joe rock one handguard? You know what looks more uncool than running handguards in Supercross? Running only one handguard in Supercross.
Did I text you guys that?
Yeah, you
because
said
I
that.
I
fucking
couldn't
saw that
agree
too,
more.
and I'm
Like,
like,
why not
what
put the second
fuck?
one on?
First off, how did Joe even look at that and say, "Yep, this is a good idea"? Because to me, that would be distracting to not have the symmetry going on.
That was weird. One of the comments I saw was pretty funny. It was like, kind of steez.
The handguards.
man.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I would have had 2 on. For sure.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
never. I was never someone that could ride with handguards to begin with.
I mean, just put the second one on.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's a little,
I
it's a little
see.
weird. I understand
Do we
why.
only have one on the truck? Was
Yeah,
that a
yeah.
thing? We only brought left hand
Hey,
guards?
bro, Honda's got a budget too.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess. Is Deegan actually not a Supercross guy?
100%.
Eh. Whoa. Okay.
Well, I mean,
Does it seem like he is?
he's a Supercross guy. He's just not a Supercross champion yet.
Yeah.
All right. Here's one for Justin.
Sweet.
What is the difference in feel between air and spring forks and the pros and cons of each? Since Justin is an elite rider, he knows how these feel. For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Totally. I mean, dude, it's just obvious. Like, fucking air shit for the longest time. Like, it would heat up too much and get super stiff. So, like, just with the spring thing, it's just more of a feel thing. Like,
Yeah.
Obviously, they've gotten so much better with the air stuff.
All the hybrid stuff's crazy too.
Yeah, dude, like I don't know, man, the different millimeters, all the different stuff with the lugs, all the different flex, the energy going through them. It just basically comes down to, like, there's more on-the-fly adjustment. And it's kind of like the simplest thing with why certain people like hydraulic clutches and, the whole Yamaha team likes cable clutches. It's a feel thing.
Yeah, well, from my experience with that air forks, I just felt like they were inconsistent. You would go out and ride one time and it'd be different on the way back. Obviously, that I'm sure has changed. I want to say something like the air had a lot more hold up on the bottom, and that's why Tomac ran him, because he can hit stuff so much harder.
Well, yeah, that's because obviously, too, with that energy, when that air heats up, it starts to get, expanded more. So there is more when you start getting towards the bottom. It's just, there's more.
Kenny's got an
adjustability.
air assist right now, I think is what they said.
Which, dude, the crazy thing is, man, we talked about this a little last week when Tom was here. There's so much of adjustability, and I know that it's millimeters with these guys, but it's getting down to the point that it's like not even about the fucking rider anymore. Like these bikes are so good, which I understand people are like, "Dude, stop," but it's like, dude, we're taking away from these guys. How about we just put them all on stock bikes and see what they do then? Because I guarantee you, there's a lot of dudes out there that couldn't ride a stock 450.
Fun fact: back when you were real in it, what was the sag that you would run in Supercross?
We would run 104.
You want to know what they're running now?
I heard like 108 and 110 for some guys.
In the 80s.
80 to 90.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I mean, you look at Eli.
Which is
Look at
funny.
Chase's bike's kind of
I
set
was
up
going to
that
say,
way,
which
too.
is funny because I heard that and I'm like, man, I might not be far off wanting to bump up my rear end a little bit here.
I mean, that is also, you got to look at that a little bit different though too when for yourself and them is because like the energy that they already have going through that rear end when they go through, especially on a corner, where with you that bike is already going to be sitting high, you might have a lot more issues in tight 180s.
Well, we'll see. Let's put
Worth
this
trying.
way.
I mean, yeah, you gotta try it.
I've ran the 102, 103 range
You're just gonna have
there.
to drop your forks like a motherfucker in the front end.
I'm just like, you know what?
Worth trying.
I'll go to
yeah.
100 and see what that is. Maybe I'll go to 95 and see what that is. What's the worst that's going to happen?
I think I saw the Husky guys or Gas guys. Their fork was on the third line.
Well, dude. I mean, another thing too is that the way these faces are built now, though, so much they have to do it because they'll fucking bottom out and G out so quickly in the pockets.
All right. Anything else?
3-man race for the title. Tomac, Sexton, Jet Lawrence. I say don't count
Coop.
Don't count Coop out. I think it's a 4-man race.
Yeah, I think so too.
How many rounds though do you think it's going to be where if Coop doesn't have a win, where that starts to go a little bit out the door?
Nah, Coop will.
He's a gamer.
He's
dude.
always there.
Yeah,
But don't you think he's got a win?
I'm done counting him out. Done counting him out.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
How can a mechanic be so stupid to whack Joe Shimoda like he did? Yep, you're right, man.
You are totally right, sir.
100%.
And this
You are
guy's
totally
named
right.
Darwin, too. So, yes, that mechanic gets the Darwin Award.
I mean, honestly, man, there was somebody from Yamaha that was like, "Hey, Joe's going by, smack the shit out of
Smack
him."
the shit out.
yeah, there's no way in hell. I mean, everybody's like, the Deegans, they put the pit board out. Like,
It's not the Deegans.
I don't think they're...
It's Brent Duffy.
I don't think they're that. I don't think they're that evil to
Like,
do some
the
dumb shit
Deegans,
like that.
like, God, you
if you're involved with the Deegans, you're part of the Deegan
you
crowd,
fucking
right?
you Deegan bedbugs.
Hey,
It's not
listen. Do you remember what I said earlier?
what.
Family ain't always blood.
Oh
bro.
my god! It's just like, dude, like I get it, but it's not the Deegans. It's Duff. It's Brent Duffy. Like, there's not the Deegans. There's not a Deegan that's the mechanic. It's not that. Like, stop.
Maybe it's Brian disguised as Duffy.
He just took his face off. He just fucking, yo, woo!
He went, he went and saw the Biden
Fuck
people and
Joe.
got a mask.
Oh God!
Yo,
All right.
where's the bomb?
All right, we've been going on long enough. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I want to thank our members who are watching here on the live stream. Really appreciate you guys. Don't forget members Thirsty Thursday.
Whoa.
Every Thursday 9 p.m. We jump on, chat, have a bevy. Anyway, thanks everybody else for tuning in. Thanks to our sponsors, Rev X Oil, Holster Co., Complete Racing Solutions, Flo Racing, Gutter Worx, TLR Coatings. Thank you, boys, for showing up. Thanks to Eric and Kev for answering the phone tonight. Really appreciate that. And we'll be back next week with the full gamut of shows again. We'll be wrapping up. You're going to be here for sure next week, right?
Why wouldn't I be?
Well, because Justin's mom has a birthday, so he might not be here.
Yeah.
So
Okay, we could probably find a fill-in.
I'm sure we can find. Should we call Rigsby?
Who?
Rigsby?
Maybe. No, he just had his second child.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
true.
Did he? Good for him.
We get somebody in
he
here.
already got him an AMA card. He's not even 6 months old.
Jesus, God.
Jesus Christ.
All right,
Devin.
thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week.
Later.
Thanks for tuning into the Moto Aftermath Show. If you guys like the show, make sure to give us a thumbs up there with that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a show update, a live show, or anything that we're doing here, because when we find out news, we will be on here bringing you our thoughts with it. Also, if you guys want to help support the show, join our members area. You'll get member exclusives, including live shows. You get to watch the show being recorded live, and you'll get all sorts of other member benefits. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Join the members area, subscribe. We'll see y'all on the next one.